This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by a partnership between Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of both Champion Sports Radio and Tradio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This is Grapevine Mustangs Football, presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
The Grapevine Mustangs are on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. This broadcast of the Grapevine Mustangs Football Booster Club is sponsored by 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, relax, enjoy the difference, Bottle Cap Alley, Prosperity Bank, and ER of Texas. Our network sponsors are Infinity Solar, own your power by going solar. Energy Attic solutions to transform your life. Greenleaf Roofing, DFW's preferred roofing company and the roofing company of Champion Sports Radio. Whirly Ball, find them online at whirlyball.info, livingforzachary.org, and Lone Star Gridiron and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. Grapevine Mustangs Football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. You can find Champion Sports Radio on Twitter at Champion Sports, on Facebook at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, on Instagram at Champion Sports Radio, and online anytime at championsportsradio.com. Snap back, little pop pass, end around, tackle broken and then chopped down. Great job right there by number 6, Major Heck. This passes this year. First and 10, it's going to be a run by Robinson, going around the right end on QB Power, and he is wrapped up pretty quickly by number 19, Leighton Towery, after only a gain of about second down. Snap back, it is a handoff up the middle, room to run for Polk. Outside past the 40, breaks a tackle to the 45, out near midfield. What a strong run. Step to one side, one to the other. Snap back, tackle, put it downfield. Drops the pass off, it's caught inside the 40. Parker makes a man miss inside the 35, the 30, and he's going to get the first down. What an effort by Parker Polk that time. He was the relief valve guy on that play. Hackbar dumped into a chain as they get it down to the 14, a gain of 14 yards. Lining up quickly to the Mustangs. Snap back to Hackbar, firing, going for it all into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Sammy Kelly, like he did last week, going up above the defender, making the grab, and the Mustangs have tied it. Snap it down. Kick is blocked, and it's going to be picked up, and it's going to be returned for 2 points.
They're not going to catch him.
No, they are not going to catch him as Ezekiel Brown is on his horse, and he's going to take this back for a 2-point touchdown. 7 seconds and 3 snaps back. It's a keep by Baum. He goes around the no, it's picked up by Parker Polk, and he gets there. And he's still on his feet inside the 40. Somehow stayed up, and he's all the way down to the 26. Hayes Cook goes to Coach. Snap back away action, firing deep towards the end zone. He has a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Sammy Kelly. The play action brought the secondary up. Sammy Kelly got behind the defense and a beautiful shot with the bucket throw for them.
I was going to say, he dropped that in the bucket.
Good evening, Mustang football fans, and welcome to Mustang Panther Stadium and Homecoming 2022, where tonight your Grapevine Mustangs kick off district play in 4-5A Division II against the undefeated Northside Steers out of Fort Worth ISD. That is next on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. Evening, everybody. Jacob Dedamore here, along with my broadcast partner, Tim Smith. And Tim, now is tonight is the start of, as they say in high school and college football, the real season. The non-district games are over. District play begins tonight. Homecoming 22-22 tonight with all the pomp and circumstance with that, all of that involved. But tonight, the guys, it's time to get rid of the distractions and focus and get started in the real season.
Yeah, I mean, as a football fan, this is about my favorite week of the season. Game one, it's a district play, conference play in college, so there's a lot of excitement in the air. And, of course, we're going to throw in homecoming just to make it even more excited. So we have homecoming. We have the first week of district play, and coming off a loss, I expect Grapevine's a little hungry tonight.
I think they are as well. This Northside team coming in at 4-0 tonight for the start of district. 3-0 tonight. Excuse me. The start of district play. And last year, Grapevine was able to handle this team, but not without a few difficulties here and there early on in the game. Grapevine ended up blowing out Northside, but again, like last year, this Northside team coming in on a bit of a roll.
Well, Northside is 3-0. They're feeling very confident. They can play football, and Coach Andrews talks about this in his interview that we'll play a little bit later tonight. But it's about Grapevine execution and staying focused for 4 quarters.
And as we said, tonight is homecoming night 2022. They had the parade on Wednesday in downtown Grapevine tonight. If you happen to see any shots of the crowd, you'll notice what is very much a Texas thing, and that is the mums the size of a torso. If you could call them a waste of money. I do, but, hey, people love them, and people love to get involved in homecoming, and that's a great thing. We're expecting a great atmosphere tonight. And one other thing to note, tonight is going to be the warmest kickoff temperature that the Mustangs have faced this season. Temperatures have been in the upper 90s all week. We expect it to be in the mid-90s at kickoff. Not that they haven't been dealing with heat, but tonight it's going to be a hot one out there on the field.
Yeah, it gets different when it's that type of heat. We're talking, 90s, super humid. This is the type of weather that you don't even want to get on the golf course. You just want to stay inside in the air conditioner, but these kids are going to have to come out here tonight. Luckily, it's an evening game, so the sun's starting to set, and we're seeing the great scene starting to come alive out here. The fans are certainly ready to go, and they were super crunk. The players were just a few minutes ago going through their pregame ritual.
Crunk. I hadn't heard that one in a minute. That one's been a hot minute since I heard that word. But, yes, it's going to be a great atmosphere tonight here at MPS. We're going to bring you as much of the pomp and circumstance of homecoming as we can here on Mustang Friday night. It should be a lot of fun with a really good opponent. And tonight you definitely want to get off to a good start so that you're going into next week in the rivalry game with an undefeated district record.
My only question for you, Jacob, is do you have a date to the homecoming dance?
I am long past that. I didn't really have date to them when I was in high school, so we won't talk about my social life now.
Okay,
we'll get back to that later. We're going to take our first break here on the ER Texas pregame show. When we come back, we'll have my interview with Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer in Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817 for an appointment. Conveniently located in North Arlington, Dr. Mercer's a proud Mustang dad. fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Texas pregame show, and I'm joined right now by Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. Coach, coming in off the bye week now, number one, how was the bye week for you guys and for the kids? And Do you think that this is a good time in the schedule to have it?
Yes. First off, I do think it's a good time in the schedule to have it. I think it's a clear break between non-district and district. And in, in the Texas high school world, non-district's fun and you get to go play teams that maybe aren't in your immediate area or some teams that are. And, you get to go out and coaches get an opportunity to schedule games that we want to play. And so that's what we did. I scheduled Wakeland because I wanted to schedule somebody in Region 2 so we could have something to gauge how good we are if we get down the road and we end up playing some teams in the semifinals, and that we could gauge that with. Also want to schedule Argyle because they're right up the road. They've been a dominant program, and our boys are playing them in every other sport at our high school. They're in our district in basketball and track and baseball, and so I thought it'd be a good thing for us to start creating another rivalry beside Colleyville Heritage. So that was good. So I think it's a good, clean break because none of those games count right now. Everybody is undefeated right now in our district, and then we get to go and get it all cranked up and see what happens from here on out. So I think it's good. And then, Jacob, just to answer your question about how we dealt with open date, it was a good week. We went back to fundamentals, didn't do a lot of good stuff against each other. We just spent a lot of time in individual and group activities, just trying to get better at what we do for the most part. So it was a good, clean week. Had some guys banged up a little bit after the Argyle game, so it was good to be able to only practice a couple days that week and get some people back healthy.
Going back to that Argyle game, it was kind of a measuring stick game. And obviously, you talked about how good Argyle is and has been. You guys were right there with them into the fourth quarter. Really seemed like you guys had a real shot in that game, but the third rail of football, the special teams, really kind of threw a monkey wrench into things in that game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but what a great learning lesson for our team and everybody to understand that in big games, when you're playing really good competition, offense and defense matter, but special teams can be the difference. And we had a couple miscues in the punt game, had a couple miscues in our field goal game, and really just didn't do anything special, either kickoff or kickoff return. I think we played kickoff return to a bit of a tie, and then we got our butts kicked in the other two phases that we were in. So, but great learning lesson, and, hopefully we can improve on it.
Coming into this week, it's homecoming week, playing Northside at MPS tonight. A lot of activities, including the homecoming parade and everything surrounding it. And then on top of that, next week, you've got the rivalry matchup back in district play against Colleyville Heritage. Not looking at next week from a game perspective, but just with everything going on this week and next week, how do you guys make sure that the fellas aren't too spread out and too distracted about what's going on this week outside of the game and looking ahead to next week?
Great lesson to learn in life of control what you can control, I think. That's why football is such an amazing game for young people, because it's just a microcosm of life. And so I really believe that if you look at it with all the big events happening back to back, you can get a little bit overwhelmed with it. But it's such a great opportunity to teach our players at a young age, listen, tune out the noise, control what you can control, live in the moment, and don't worry about the rest of it. Now, that's coach talk, but it's also life lesson talk. Hopefully we can teach our guys some of that along the way here. But either way, 2 weeks in a row, man, exciting stuff. And that's why you do what we do. I mean, these boys didn't sign up to play football to play people that nobody's heard of all the time. So this is going to be a fun little deal. And homecoming is always a special time at Grapevine because of our rich tradition and incredible alumni base. So we're really excited.
You've got the Northside Steers coming in for this game tonight. They're coming in at 3-0. Now, they haven't played the same level of competition that you have, but they still have kind of had things rolling with them early on in the season. They were rolling last year in a way before you guys played them on the road, beat them pretty handily. How do you not let what happened last year affect the mindset this year?
I think that just comes with the level of maturity that you have on your football. Put it aside, this gets us to where we want to go. We want to be 7-0 at the end of district play. We want to win a district championship. And in order to do that, we have to take care of this one. And so I don't think that our guys I'll be honest with you, defensively, our guys have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from last year because we did not play very well defensively at times against Northside last year. Quarterback ran all over us early in the game. They got a cheap touchdown on a kickoff return. I mean, it was, we have something to prove going into this game. And so defensively especially. And so, and then offensively, they stoned us on the goal line last year. We had 1st and goal from like the 4, and we walked away with no points. And so we know that Northside can play football, and we just have to go out and have a great attitude and mindset and go take care of business.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time as always. Good luck in the game tonight, and go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs. All right. That's
Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander. We'll be back with more of the ER of Texas pregame show in a moment. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Blankenship, Medical Director at ER of Texas, Colleyville. When you have an emergency, the last thing you want to do is wait. So come see us. We have short and almost never have wait times at all. We have great staff, friendly physicians and nurses and techs, and they will take care of you and be thorough and give you the attention that you deserve and get you back on your feet.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium for the ER of Texas pregame show. And now it is time for the 2022 homecoming edition of Tim's Takes.
Well, thank you, Jacob. And as you said, as we talked about, it's homecoming. It's the first week of district play and Grapevine's first game since the big loss a few weeks ago. Now, looking back at that game, the Mustangs were in the game at half. In fact, they were winning 7-6, but Argyle did flex its muscles there in the second half. They scored 25 points, holding the Mustangs to just 8, so certainly a lot of lessons to come from that game. Now, Coach Alexander did cite a few mistakes on special teams that could have changed the outcome, but at the end of the day, a great learning experience for Grapevine, and they will be a better team for that game. Now, as for tonight, the Mustangs, again, opening up district play with the undefeated Northside Steers. However, I must say that I don't feel, as you pointed out, that Northside has played the same competition as Grapevine. After all, Grapevine did play the number 1 team in District 5A just a few weeks ago. So the competition level hasn't been quite the same. Now, in last year's contest, out in Fort Worth, Grapevine ran away with the game 73-14, and I'm going to expect a lot of the same here tonight. Now, let's look inside some of the numbers and who to look for. For Northside, their offense is fueled by the run and led by running back Brandon Forrest, who averages over 118 yards per game. Now, Kevin Ortega, he's going to add another 100 yards per game on the ground and 103 through the air. Now, Northside, they're averaging about 33 points a game, so certainly they can move the ball and they know how to put it into the end zone. Now, Grapevine, they're going to counter with, as we know, Parker Polk. He averages over 159 yards per game on the ground and another 35 yards in the air per game for Parker. So he's doing it from both sides. The Mustangs will feature a stable of running backs, Victor Dela Cruz, C.J. Holmes, and Demontrez Dunn, as well as their quarterback, Evan Baum, who averages about 100 yards on the ground himself and putting up another 130 yards in the air per game. And then, of course, Harrison Hackbarth, he's going to come in spots. He's been very dynamic when he's had to play this year, and so we expect to see him throughout the evening. Grapevine is averaging 41 points per game. Northside on defense has only given up an average of 16 points per game, but again, they haven't played a high level of competition there. But Grapevine, they've given up 24 points on average per game, most of that coming in the second half of last week's contest. The thing to keep in mind with Grapevine, though, they take the ball away. That's something Northside doesn't do, but Grapevine certainly does take the ball away, so we'll look for that tonight. So, in essence, I look for Grapevine to rebound from a week ago and get back to that ground and pound, mix in a little play action, a stingy defense who thrives on turnovers, and they're going to have a big night with that. With it being homecoming and opening week of district play, there's a lot of excitement in the air. The fans are ready, and so am I, Jacob.
And the other thing I'm excited too, Tim. The other thing that we're going to be looking for tonight is see if Grapevine cleans up some of those special teams mistakes that they had last week or 2 weeks ago against Argyle, and see if they can get that cleaned up and really be on all three phases of the game, really be in sync tonight so they can get things started off in a 1-0 fashion in district play. That's this week's edition of Tim Takes. When we come back, we will have Mustang Friday Night for you. You are watching Mustang Friday Night, presented by the Grapevine Mustangs Football Booster Club here on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
It's sundown in Texas, and the Mustangs are herding up.
This is Mustang football.
Sunset in Texas, this is Mustang football. Sun's down in Texas, living it up in the fall.
This is Mustang football.
The lights are heating up now. This is Mustang football.
Mustang Nation, let's ride! This is Mustang football. This is Mustang football.
Welcome back to Mustang Panther Stadium. You're seeing the Mustangs do their Mustang walk through the stands as the crowd cheers them on. The pomp and circumstance tonight of Homecoming 2022. We're still waiting for the coin toss of the officials. The Northside captains are on their sideline ready to do the coin toss. And the Mustangs are sending their captains out here momentarily to do it as well. Looks like the captains tonight going to be number 27, Drew Nelson, number 73, Cy Owen, number 4, Parker Polk, number 11, Latham Way. For the Northside Steers, looks like we have number 12, Isaiah Ibarra, number 9, Darian Fantroy, number 20, Trustin Holland, and number 13, Joe Ramos will be your captains tonight for the Northside Steers. It's Northside Steers in their white uniforms with maroon pants. Maroon numbers outlined in black with white helmets with their maroon steer logo on the side. Grapevine tonight is going with the red, white, and blue combo. They've got the red jerseys tonight with the white numbers outlined in blue, the blue pants with the red and white stripe down each leg, and, of course, the white helmet with the red Mustang logo outlined in blue and the blue and red stripe going down the center of the helmet.
Yeah, they kind of got a little Buffalo Bill look going on tonight when the Bills wear those alternate red jerseys. I love it. I love the red. Love it when they wear red. That means they mean business. That's what that red means. What a scene here tonight, Jacob.
Oh, it's full.
What a scene. They walk down through the middle of the stands here. They go right through the student section. People are going crazy. I mean, if you're not ready to play after doing that, well, I'm ready to play just by watching.
All right, now I'm looking at the Mustang Philly drill team with their, to say giant mums almost doesn't do it justice. Literally some mums as big as the girls themselves that they are wearing down
really
there.
Looks like an extra apparatus to the dress.
Some of them are.
I mean, that is that's interesting. We just gave out little like wrist corsages when I was in high school.
Yeah, mums were, even when I was in high school, were bordering on large, but
how are they going to move with those things on?
I think you
anything?
just kind of carry it like a trussel, like how a bride carries a wedding gown. You just kind of hold it up.
I think you sound a little bitter, like maybe you want one, and that's why you're so upset that they have them.
I'm just kind of,
they're
it's
huge.
It's the whole idea of the mum to me has always just been one of the things. I'm just like, why?
Now, who gives them the mum? Like, where do they get the mum from?
The mum is presented by whoever their date is.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm sure many parents around the area are like, so we have to pay for that? Okay.
So is it the longer the relationship, the bigger the mum?
That I can't tell you.
So if we've been together for 2 months, the mum has to be 4 feet long. 3 months, 5 feet long.
I don't know if there's a standard when it comes to that, or for length and width of the mum. Coin toss has happened, and Grapevine has won the toss. And Grapevine is going to start on offense. They're going to receive the opening kickoff. A little bit of a change for Coach Alexander.
I told you that red means business, and they mean business.
So the Mustangs are about to run out onto the field, but right now let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup since the Mustangs are going to start with the ball tonight on the opening kickoff. Let's go ahead and give you the starting offense for the Mustangs as the Northside Steers now come onto the field. And here come the Mustangs. We'll start up front with the studs tonight as the Mustangs are doing the run out of BAM onto the field. And the studs up front, your nearly all senior offensive line, Travis Mason at left tackle, Max Livingston at right tackle, left guard Alex Holgan, your center, and Captain Cy Owen, number 73, and the freshman Hunter Caudill at right guard. Your starting quarterback is your senior Evan Baum. Starting at one running back, number 4 Parker Polk, your senior. Rondale Carradine will also be at one of your starting wide receiver spots, along with Caden Cook and your tight end Hank Miller. And our player to watch tonight, Sammy Kelly, who is right now leading the team in touchdowns as well as receiving yards. Sammy Kelly has 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games for the Mustangs. And he has taken over the team lead in receiving away from his teammate Rondale Carradine, who had it going into the game against Argyle this season. Sammy Kelly comes into tonight with 8 catches, 150 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Tied for the team lead in receptions, leading the team in receiving yards. And like we said, 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games for Sammy Kelly. Yeah, right now, we're going to take you down to the field as the Mustang Choir is down. Didn't mean to cut you off, Tim, but the Mustang Choir is down on the field. We're going to go down to the field for the national anthem. Excellent job by the ladies of the Grapevine Mustang Choir on the national anthem. And we're going to have the opening kickoff for you here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and give you the starters for the Northside Steers on the defensive side. They run a base 3-4 system, do the Northside Steers. Up front at your defensive end spots, senior number 24, Fabian Perez. The other defensive end is senior number 30, Uziel Gonzalez. And at your nose tackle spot, number 25, senior Andrew Ponce. Your two outside linebackers are senior number 10, Roman Chapa, and senior number 2, Ralph Rivera. Your two inside linebackers are junior number 11, Julio Jaramillo, and sophomore number 33, Ralph Triana. Starting at the two cornerback spots for Northside, number 9, Darian Fantroy, that we talked about, one of the captains. He is a sophomore on this team. Number 20, Trustin Holland, another one of the captains. He is a 5'10 freshman. So they got a freshman and a sophomore starting at corner. And your two safeties for Northside, number 12, Isaiah Ibarra, a sophomore, and number 13, Joe Ramos, also a sophomore. So a very young secondary for this Northside Steers ball club.
That could be trouble, especially anyone has to cover Sammy Kelly, because we know he's good for a couple of those head-top catches is what they're calling them now.
Back deep to receive for the Mustangs is number 4, Parker Polk, and number 3, C.J. Holmes. We're about ready to get underway. A little pooch kick to start things off. It's going to hit the turf at the 20, bounce inside to get picked up by C.J. Now Holmes is looking, going around the right side, up the sideline a bit. Solid return out past the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So little deception there from Northside, a little pooch right in the middle of the field. Opening kickoff, not letting it bounce in what you want to do, but recovered nicely.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly don't want to kick it to CJ or Parker. We know that. CJ does get his hands on it, but the ball takes a very fortunate bounce and probably kept from a much bigger return.
So the Mustangs will start at their own 32-yard line with Evan Baum, the senior quarterback. He's completing 63.9% of his passes this year, 392 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Coming out in a 3-wide formation with Parker Polk offset to the left of Baum. It'll be a handoff it'll be a quick screen. Out to the near side, up the sideline, midfield, and into steer territory is Rondale Carradine. That is his now team-leading 9th catch on the season. Rondale Carradine, number 21, the junior, 5'9", 150 pounds. Coming into tonight, again, he was tied for the team lead with 8 catches and 132 yards receiving and a touchdown. That's catch number 9, and it's a first down out to the north side 47, a gain of 21. Parker Polk this time offset to the right side of Evan Baum. They stay in the 3-wide set. Carradine comes in motion. It'll be a little pop pass to Carradine. He gets around the end on the right side, up the field, inside the 40, inside the 35, down to near the 30. You can see them already, Grapevine, trying to get that speed of Carradine involved.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, we talk a lot about Parker Polk being able to run and catch and do all those things. On this particular play, he takes out 2 Northside defenders and really opened up that hole for that big run, and we're seeing an explosive Grapevine offense right off the bat.
Gain of 15 yards for Carradine. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Northside 32. This time they go in the offset pistol formation. Snap back, hand off to Polk this time. Nope, never mind. They handed it off. They fooled me. Evan Baum fooled me, handed it off to Carradine, but a great play in the backfield that time by the inside linebacker, Ralph Triana, number 33.
Yeah, I tell you, I was fooled as well because I was watching Parker run down the middle of the field and didn't see them get to the back, and it looks like he's going to come out with a little bit of a twinge, did Carradine.
Evan Baum is very good about pulling that ball out late and disguising what he's going to do with it out of this little shotgun triple option.
Magician.
This time they're going to go with a split back shotgun set. This time it will be a handoff to C.J. Holmes coming around the left side to the 35, 34-yard line. Got about 4 of those yards back after they had lost 4 yards lost 5 yards on first down with the handoff to Carradine. He gets 3 of them back to the 32, setting up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and here you go, your 3rd and long. This isn't where Grapevine likes to be. They like to be in that 3rd to medium, 3rd to short situation. So now we're going to see what Coach Alexander is able to dial up.
3rd and 12 at the 34 of Northside. Spread 4 wide. Trips to the right, and a pass by Evan Baum. That's caught inside the 20, down to the 16 by Caden Cook.
That's just a great job of finding the open man in the zone, right? The slot man's going to go ahead and run the seam. Caden's going to come under that with the dig, and a perfectly timed throw in the middle of that zone by Evan Baum.
All the way down to the 16-yard line on the play. A gain of 18 yards for Caden Cook. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Tackle on the play by the sophomore safety, Isaiah Ibarra.
We got man-to-man down here at the bottom.
Split back shotgun set, snap back, handoff to Parker. He's coming around the left side, inside the 10, inside the 5, still on his feet and into the end zone. Walks it into the corral for the touchdown. Parker Polk on his first actual touch of the night takes it in for the score, and the Mustangs lead 6-0.
He's ridiculous, Jacob. For him to get through the hole, and then there's a good block downfield by Sammy Kelly as well to help that out. But then you're going to carry 2 defenders into the end zone from the 5-yard line. That's an incredible effort.
He did lose the ball, but after he had crossed the goal line, it's a 16-yard touchdown for Parker Polk on the season. For Parker, that is touchdown number 9 on the ground. Check that. Wrong stat. Extra point from Hayden Rhodes is up, and it is good. 9:14 to go here in the first quarter. The Mustangs lead Northside by a score of 7-0. You are watching Grapevine Mustang Football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
At 121, we love our Mustang football, and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Ball.
The kickoff from Hayden Rhodes goes about 5 yards deep and will be knelt down for the touchback. And the Northside Sears will start at their own 25-yard line. That touchdown for Parker Polk was his 3rd on the ground and his 4th on the season, as the Mustangs finished up a 68-yard drive with a 16-yard touchdown run from Parker Polk. Your first quarter sponsor tonight is the 121 Community Church. And here are the Mustang starters on the defensive side of the ball. Your defensive line and linebackers is Dalton Knapp at one end, number 35 Tristan Sneed at the other. Your 2 inside players, number 19 Leighton Towery, number 99 Devin Thomas. We'll give you the rest here in just a moment. First down, handoff coming around the left side, or the right side, is the starting tailback, number 6 Brandon Forrest. Tyler Mears, your other is one of your starters at linebacker, along with senior Latham Way. Your starting outside cornerbacks are number 8 Redmond Webb and number 3 CJ Holmes. At the freak position tonight is Hunter Lasher. Drew Nelson, the captain, is at the bandit tonight. Major Hecht, unfortunately, is out with injury, and it'll be 37 Maddox Stanley in his spot. Second down carry coming around the right side once again is number 6 Brandon Forrest, the 5'10", 155-pound senior. He leads this team in rushing for the Northside Steers, coming into tonight with 354 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging just over 8 yards a carry. It is a zone read attack along with the quarterback for Northside.
It's important to note that Stanley was the one that made the tackle on that first play, by the way.
Your player to watch tonight is number 19, Leighton Towery. Up the middle goes the quarterback, Ortega, as he just kept that and went. The ball's on the turf, but Northside is able to jump on it at midfield after a gain of 13 yards.
Well, we know Ortega is going to come into the game and be able to run the football. He's a very good athlete. He did fumble right there at the end. Just unfortunate for Grapevine that ball did take that Northside bounce.
Kevin Ortega is a junior, 5'10", 165 pounds. He's second on the team in rushing, as he has 296 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 8 yards a carry himself. He is very much a dual threat quarterback, and the 2 players combined to have a very solid running attack for Northside.
Looks like they're moving the chains a little bit. They
Yeah,
don't quite agree on where the chains should be lined
Well,
up.
the chains were spotted at the 49 of Northside, but the ball was spotted at midfield, so I had to correct that. 1st and 10 at midfield for the Steers. They come out. Handoff coming around the left side this time, and he's got the corner in a big way inside the 40 down to about the 38. He is number 6, Brandon Forrest, the senior, with another solid run, and this Northside run game is really showing some things early.
Yeah, Brandon Forrest, he really carries the way, so to speak, for this Northside Steer team, and he leads their team in rushing and touchdowns, and there you see why. He's got a lot of speed and is able to get to that corner quickly.
3 wide set here on 1st and 10 at the Grapevine 38. Trips right, single receiver left. Snap back, handoff to Forrest. He gets up the middle for about a yard or two before he's dragged down. That time it was on the tackle was number 35, Tristan Sneed, wrapping him up after a short gain. There's a flag down, came down at the snap. The near side, the head linesman on the near side of the field dropped it. There's also a flag in the middle of the field as well, around where the tackle happened.
Yeah, that flag came out just there at the end of the play, so they'll have to sort this out.
We'll see what the call from the official is here. And it's against Grapevine, whatever it is that they're moving. So we had an offside. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone for Grapevine. That was declined because on the tackle, the face mask was yanked. So Northside naturally takes that penalty, and that moves it all the way down to the Grapevine 23, 1st and 10. Snap back, and it's going to be kept. No, it is to Forrest up the middle inside the 15 down to the 14. Ball comes out again, but I think they're going to rule that he was down when it popped out. Another gain, big gain, 9 yards down to the 14-yard line. And right now, Northside has their running attack in rhythm.
Yeah, having a great deal of success running the ball. Didn't really expect that coming in. But again, Coach Andrews said last year they had some issues at times stopping their defense. And we know they come with a lot of speed and a really good O-line to be able to open up those holes.
2nd and a yard from the Grapevine 14-yard line. 6:30 to go here in the first quarter. Snap back, handoff to Forrest again. He's got room up the middle inside the 5, and he will get to the pylon. Touchdown. Wow. Reached out with the ball for the pylon as he was getting tackled, and the Northside Steers march right down the field on the strength of their ground attack. Every play was a running play, and they're a point away from tying this up.
I'll tell you that the subtlety that Forrest runs with, the way he was setting up his blocks, he was weaving in and out of tacklers like that, and then stretched the ball out at the end, had the presence of mind to do that. That was an outstanding run. And Grapevine's going to have to figure that out.
The extra point was nearly blocked, but it got through, and it was up and good, as on the kick that time for Northside was number 28, Angel Tavera, and it is 7-all here with 6:22 to go in the first quarter. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening.
Another little pooch kick. This time Grapevine fields it and gets it all the way out past the 45-yard line, as that time it was number 34, Reed Watkins, on the return, and excellent field position to start off here after Northside once again tried the pooch kick as Angel Tavera, they're trying to keep it away from the speed.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it away from the speed, but then you give it to Reed Watkins, who is no stranger to running the football, and he's able to get a nice little return, and now you have great field position to start your second drive.
So the Mustangs start. They're going to come out with a full house backfield behind Evan Baum in the pistol. 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. Snap back. It's a little speed option. Baum's going to keep it. He's only going to get about a yard or two before he's brought down. Nice job that time filling holes by the defense for Northside. The tackle made by the junior linebacker, number 11, Julio Jaramillo.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them on those triple option looks to move the ball if Northside is going to be able to play the gaps like that and get you spread out all the way to the sideline the way they just did.
Check that. That was Harrison Hackbarth in at quarterback for Grapevine in this series. Hackbarth with the snap, hands it off to Parker Polk. He's got room up the middle, inside the 45, got a first down to the 40. Pile still moving, and Polk still on his feet, and they finally bring him down. Parker Polk showing some of that Victor Delacruz power right there as he gets it all the way down to the 38-yard line, a gain of 13 yards.
You know, at this point, Jacob, I'm convinced it's the power of the beard. I heard about his full beard now. That beard is giving him some power. It took 7 Northside steers to bring him to the ground, and I think the only reason that he's even down was they blew the whistle. That play could still be going on.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Northside 38. Hackbarth behind center in the pistol, and the snap is fumbled, picked up by Polk, and he's got room around the end inside the 35 down to about the 32. Now that's how you make something out of nothing right there. The shotgun snap came back to Hackbarth and just popped off his hands into the air. Parker Polk got a lucky bounce. It bounced right up to him, and he just took it around the right end for 6 yards.
So are you telling me that wasn't a variation of the Fumblerooski? They didn't plan any of what just happened?
I do not think that was how it was drawn up,
well, okay, then. That's woo. Great play.
3 wide set this time on 2nd down. This time they'll just hand it to Parker. He's inside the 30, down inside the 25, down to the 24, a gain of 8 yards and a first down.
There you go, a little bit more conventional. We're just going to give it to our running back and let him get upfield.
Now the Mustangs are showing some tempo with Hackbarth. The official falls down, and Parker Polk has the ball inside the 20, down to the 16, a gain of 8. Thankfully, the umpire was he tripped as he was backing up out of the formation and was able to get back up before the play got to him. It's another gain of 8 yards for Polk.
I'll tell you what, that referee is lucky that we don't have replay and a telestrator because that would be viral by the end of the evening. I feel sorry for him, but I got to say I had a little chuckle. I don't have a lot of love for referees, so I had a little chuckle on that.
Hank Miller checks in along with C.J. Holmes as they're going to go with a 2 tight end look along with Brady Wagner on 2nd and 2. Both tight ends are lined up on the right side of the formation, offset pistol formation here with C.J. and Parker in the backfield. Snap is back. It's going to be a keep by Hackbarth, and the ball comes out, and this might be a turnover.
Well, what a great play. I mean, what a fantastic play by number 33, linebacker Ralph Triana, 6 foot, 185-pound sophomore to come in and get that rip.
Ralph Triana gets the strip, and it looked like number 11, Julio Jaramillo, recovered the fumble. And it looked like just a little bit of a funky exchange that time as Hackbarth had the ball in the gut of C.J. Holmes with Parker lead blocking. Looked like he was going to pull it out and follow him into the hole.
Yep.
And that was about the time that, as you mentioned, Ralph Triana got to them and caused the fumble.
Yeah, you get away with one mishap. You're typically not going to get away with 2 of them. Got to get that cleaned up.
1st and 10 for Northside on their 18. They're going to take a shot down the field, and that's just overthrown. Good coverage that time back there by number 12, Ezekiel Brown, as they tried to get the ball, trying to see which receiver they were trying to get it to on the far side. That time they went play action, and Ortega took a shot down the field. Not a bad idea on 1st and 10 at your own 18 after you just run the ball all the way down the throats of the Mustangs. That was Marcus Miles, I believe, number 3 on the that they were trying to get the ball to.
Sure was.
2nd and 10 now at the 18-yard line. And now we're going to have a false start. Mustangs were shifting around all over the place, and they caused Northside to jump. So that'll back it up to the 13. That is a rare turnover, by the way, for the Mustangs on offense. I want to say they've only had maybe 2 all season. I know Evan has 1 interception. Evan Baum does. But beyond that, not many turnovers. Coming into the
Argyle game, they were +6 in turnover differential. Now, they had a couple of turnovers in that game. But, very uncharacteristic of Grapevine to turn the ball over.
2nd and 15 now back at the 13-yard line. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. They have an H-back, and now timeout has been called by the Northside coaching staff. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 3:42 to go in the first quarter. We are all tied up at 7 between Grapevine and Northside. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustangs Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121, we love our Mustang football and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through self.
First down carry coming around the left side.
Great stop again by Maddox Stanley, who's stepping up tonight. Stepping in a new role this evening due to injury. And I'll tell you what, he's got 2 tackles early. And he made a really good tackle on the first play. And there we got a tackle for loss right off the bat. So good job. Coming up by number 37, Maddox Stanley, 5'9", 160-pound junior.
Stepping into the starting lineup tonight, makes a nice play there. 3rd and 14 now. They did give him credit for a yard. It's a long yardage situation. Ortega steps back now. He's just going to take off and run up to the 25. He breaks, misses a tackle up the 35 and the 38. Great run by Ortega as he did not look to slide at all. He was looking to make men miss, and he made one tackler miss for Grapevine and got the first down on 3rd and 14 all the way out to the 37-yard line. A gain of 23 yards.
I mean, Ortega just gets through, steps up into the pocket nice, doesn't look to throw at that point, tucks the ball. He's an extremely good athlete, and boy, he got upfield fast.
1st and 10 now for Northside. It's a handoff up the middle. A little bit of room, but somebody's helmet just came flying off. That was one of the Grapevine defenders. That was Dalton Knapp, number 41, whose helmet just popped off. It was a 3-yard gain that time for Northside.
Got to buckle that bonnet. You can't have that thing coming off in the middle of the plays like that. But, hey, one thing you don't want to do against Grapevine is hand the ball up in between the tackles. You're going to have to come with more than that. Typically, Grapevine's defensive line is going to be able to stand up to that sort of challenge.
That was Brandon Forrest on the carry. Northside's going to come out in a traditional 4-wide set here on 2nd and 7 at their own 40-yard line. Forrest moves from the right side to the left side of Ortega. Snap is back. Ortega looking to throw, fires it out, and that might have gotten tipped, and now we're going to get a flag. Hunter Lasher a little bit over-aggressive right there. After he made the contact, he threw his hands up, but that was well after the pass had gone over the head of the running back, Brandon Forrest. And, that's one of those that was late enough. You give the referee an excuse to throw it with the late contact.
Yeah, Tristan Sneed came off the left side on a blitz, which caused Ortega to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Might have even gotten a hand on it. It looked like it might have been tipped.
Yeah, so that ball flutters away. Hunter Lasher's, we just got to be smarter than that. We know we want to hit. We're a DB. We want to lay the big smack, but you just got to let that thing go.
They were trying to kind of set up almost a naked screen that time for Forrest as the 2 receivers on the left side took it deep, and he floated out behind them. But the pass may have been deflected, and Hunter Lasher just may have been a little too aggressive, and he's going to get 15 yards because of it.
So a few untypical things that we're seeing, right, with a personal foul. We don't see that a lot coming from Grapevine. The turnover early, we don't see that a lot. And, we talked about the big events and the homecoming and all of those things. Maybe that's been a little bit of a distraction. Time to focus up.
That'll move it to the Grapevine 45-yard line. 1st and 10, just over 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're all tied up at 7. The Mustangs scored on their first possession. Northside came right back down the field, all on the ground, and tied it up. And then Grapevine fumbled inside the Northside 20. Snap is back. It's going to be kept by Ortega. He's going to get some room up the middle inside the 45 down to the 41, a gain of 4 yards before Dalton Knapp wrapped him up on the play.
They haven't had an answer for Ortega just yet, have they?
Haven't had an answer, honestly, for either Ortega or Forrest.
No.
Again, both those guys coming into tonight, the quarterback and the running back, averaging 8 yards a carry at least, 10 touchdowns between the two of them, and a combined 650 yards rushing between the two of them in 3 games.
Yeah, their offensive line is putting in work right now.
2nd and 6 now at the Grapevine 41. It's going to be a handoff to Forrest. find some room over the left side, down to about the 35. That may be enough to move the chains. You talked about it. Forrest is not only very quick, he's also very decisive when he decides where he's going to go. He jumps out to whatever hole he's going to get and just accelerates into it. He's got very good acceleration.
Yeah, his vision is extraordinary. He sees holes open up before they do so, and that's allowing him to make these quick cuts. He's setting up blocks well. I mean, right now, Grapevine is on their heels defensively, and wow, this run game is everything that was advertised. I might owe them an apology from what I said at the top of the show.
North side, 1st and 10, the Grapevine 35. 3 wide set, 2 to the left, single receiver to the right. Snap back, hand off to Forrest, going around the left side, down to the 32-yard line, a gain of 3 on 1st down. As they're going around the left tackle, you know, the left tackle, the most important position on your line, he's the lightest of the bunch, Diego Ventura at 6'2", 245. The rest of them go 265 or higher. Your center, Efrain Galindo, he's at 6 foot 265. And as we're coming here towards the end of the first quarter, we'll go ahead and take this break as well. And we are going to be heading to the second quarter here at Mustang Panther Stadium, all tied up at 7. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your free quote. Greenleaf Roofing, the #1.
As we go to the second quarter, Ortega keeps it on the zone read and gets hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Tristan Sneed in on the initial hit that time. They're going to give Ortega credit to getting back to the line of scrimmage, but just a great job that time by Grapevine of penetrating, and Ortega thought he had something there, and it closed up quickly.
Yeah, and we just talked about it in the break, and sure enough, Grapevine comes out, and now they're in a 4-man front. We know they can go from 3-man to 4-man, so they're in a 4-man front now, and they're going to attack this North Steer offense is what it looks like.
3rd and 7 now at the Grapevine 32-yard line. Tight 3-wide formation here with 2 on the right, single receiver on the left. Ortega dropping back, fires it out to the flat. It's caught, and an immediate tackle that time by number 25, Hunter Lasher. Careful, Hunter. Got up and kind of got in the face of the running back that time, Forrest, and you don't want to draw another penalty, but a great job not only reading it but attacking it by Hunter Lasher.
Well, Grapevine has done what they wanted to do. They've shown now they came up with a 5-man front on that particular play. They had 7 men in the box. You almost force Ortega to take that pass game. And then Hunter Lasher, he's so good at making the tackle, and he comes up and makes up for that earlier penalty with a huge hit. Great time to play.
4th and 8 now, and they might see a quick kick here. Ortega takes it. He does punt it. End over end. It's going to be caught in the air. Great job by the offense as they had the offense out there as if they were going to go for it. And Ortega took a couple extra steps back, quick kicked it, and it was caught on the fly by the wide receiver number 3, Marcus Miles. A great over-the-shoulder catch of an end-over-end punt.
Now that was pretty incredible to be able to get that executed the way you want to. Grapevine really had the defense out thinking they were going to go for it. So that's good, though, for Grapevine. You get the stop, right? And you make them punt. You have a ways to go, but your offense is built for this.
34-yard punt pins Grapevine at their own 4-yard line. 1st and 10, Evan Baum back in the game under center. 2 receivers left. Snap back, hand off to Polk up the middle. Across the 5 to about the 8, maybe the 9. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 9. That'll be a gain of 5 on 1st down for Parker Polk.
You like that coming out of the shadow of your own end zone. Just try to get a little bit more space on that first play. Keep ahead of the chains. That's the most important thing right now.
This Grapevine offense can, as the offensive line, they can move guys as well, just like Northside is doing. Both teams have moved the ball quite well offensively here so far in the first half. Just a turnover for Grapevine, and then Grapevine forced a punt in their own end of the field. 2nd and 5 now at the 9-yard line. Shotgun split back set this time. Snap back. It's going to be a handoff to Reed Watkins coming around the left side. Up near the first down markers. They're going to be about a yard short as Watkins that time checks in and gets a carry. Gets a gain of 4, making it 3rd and short.
That whole left side of the line moved in unison and just had that whole front moving with them. It's a beautiful thing to see from up here. And now you're in a 3rd and short. This is exactly what you want on a long drive, is to start just easy and stay ahead of those chains once again.
This time, they're going to come out with 2 tight ends and 2 running backs. Shotgun split back set. The 2 tight ends lined up both on the right side of the formation. Now they switch around, handoff up the middle, room to the 15-20, and into the open field is Watkins. He's to the 40, midfield, 40. No one's going to catch him, folks. He is going to walk this into the corral for a Mustang touchdown. Reed Watkins on the inside handoff, busts through the hole and sees nobody behind him, and the Mustangs take the lead as Watkins takes it in from 87 yards out.
And I got to tell you, left guard, number 52, Alex Hooligan, comes around on the pull, and I'm telling you, he blocked at least 4 north side steers as he's the one that opened up that huge hole for Reed Watkins to get through and get all the way to the end zone. What an exciting play. Great O-line play on that particular run.
On the drive, 2 carries for Reed Watkins that total 91 yards, and he punches it into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point is up and good from Hayden Rhodes. And the Mustangs now lead 14-7 with 8:55 to go here in the second quarter. This quarter brought to you by our friends at Fielder Park Dental. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here at Fielder Park.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium, Hunter Rhodes is lining it up for the kickoff at the 40-yard line. And the boot is away. It's a high, deep one. It is returnable, though. It's going to be caught at the 4-yard line. Up to the 15, and then wrapped up short of the 20-yard line. That time it looked like number 13, Darion Burns, was in on the tackle as he wrapped up the return man. I believe that was Brandon Forrest, number 6, back there on the return. And the Northside Steers will start at their own 19-yard line after a 15-yard return.
Yeah, I also saw number 44, Gray Whiteset, come in on that 5'8", 170-pound junior. Had a little piece of that tackle. That's great special teams play. The first kick goes deep into the end zone. The next one, you keep them inside the 20. So far, special teams, grade A.
Northside coming out 1st and 10, again with the tight set here. It's a 3-wide set, but everyone is very tight within the line of scrimmage. Snap is back. It's going to be a handoff to Forrest up the middle to the 25 and out near the 30. A huge run by Brandon Forrest on first down of 10 yards.
Yeah, a little surprised to see them chew up the middle like that, especially now that Grapevine has moved into this 4-man front. But he got through the hole so quickly.
They opened up a good size one. He didn't even get touched till he was 5 yards upfield. See what they're going to say. I think they're trying to decide if that was a first down or not, as they've stopped play here with 8:41. Looked like he was right at the chains. I think the officials are conferring, but again, this running game with Brandon Forrest and Kevin Ortega showing a lot of pop behind that big offensive line. We talked about the size, outside the left tackle. number 79, Ventura, weighs 245. The other three guys average about 274 pounds.
That's a bunch of big boys down there, and they come as advertised. They can certainly run the ball, and the numbers do not lie.
If there's one thing Grapevine does lack up front, it's size.
Yes, they're not as big up front as they were a year ago.
It is a first down out at the 29-yard line for Northside. Snap is back. It's going to be kept by Ortega this time, looking for room. Dances right, goes left. Now he's got room around the right end. Up to the 40, 45 into midfield. What a run that time by Kevin Ortega. That run was designed to go over the left side. Not much room there, and he just bounced it across the formation to the right side and got around the right end out to midfield for a gain of 21.
Yeah, Grapevine's whole defense did what they were supposed to do. They had him hemmed up, and Ortega just made a great individual effort to make a bunch of guys miss and slither through and get past the first down marker. He's been a handful so far here tonight.
1st and 10 at midfield now for the Steers. Traditional 4-wide set here. That ball is going to be handed off to Forrest. No, Ortega keeps it going around the left side. This time he stood up. Latham Way hit him first, and then a whole gaggle of defenders pushed him backwards. Got about 2 yards before he got absolutely stoned by the Grapevine defense.
Yeah, that's more like the defense that we're used to seeing, right? Come in hitting hard, and your friends are coming for a little bit of an extra taste. And so we expect to see a lot more of that. We'll see if Ortega can take that type of punishment all 4 quarters.
It'll be 2nd and a long 7 as they just outside the 47-yard line for Northside. Shotgun snap back. Hand off to Forrest, coming around the left side. Not much room and getting pushed out of bounds. Nice job stringing that out as Hunter Lasher came up that time to make the stop. But Grapevine in general that time did a great job stringing that play out and giving nowhere for Forrest to run.
Yeah, and Hunter comes running up like a torpedo to make sure that his man is going to get out of bounds and hold Ortega to almost nothing. Great job there by Hunter Lasher. He's really coming alive in the last 2 series. That's his 2nd big play so far here tonight.
Loss of a yard on that play makes it 3rd and 8 now for Northside at the Grapevine 48-yard line. Just under 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Ortega takes a snap, looking to throw. He's getting blitzed. Now he gets flushed, and the pass is knocked down. Number 41, Dalton Knapp from his defensive end spot comes in and bats that pass down, but it was great pressure by everybody on that play. Knapp got into the backfield. I think that might have been Tyler Mears as well who got in there on the blitz. They forced Ortega, flushed him to his right, had to make him throw off balance, and Knapp got his hands up, knocked the pass down.
Yeah, and this play was a product of the 2 previous plays, because you're able to get them behind the sticks, which Northside does not want to be behind the sticks because their passing game not as good as the run game, and so far Grapevine has shut down 2 passing attempts.
That'll force Northside into a punt. The snap is back, and the punt is away. Fair catch signal made by Parker Polk at his own 13-yard line. Your punter for Northside is number 13, Joe Ramos, who also works as the safety. Nice solid punt that time for the field position. Only 35 yards on the punt, but that's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to pin Grapevine, and he did his job.
Yeah, that's all you want to do. You don't want to give Parker the opportunity to get a good return, so kick it as high as you can and make sure your defenders can get down there and cover.
So the Mustangs take over their own 13, 1st and 10, leading 14-7. Reed Watkins on the last drive, taking that ball 87 yards for the touchdown. Harrison Hackbarth back out at quarterback for this series as Coach Alexander is rotating his 2 QBs so far tonight. First pass is a little hitch screen to Caden Cook. Makes the catch, makes a man miss, and he's got room up the sideline. Up to the 35, the 40, and then finally knocked out of bounds as he was angled off that time by number 11, Julio Jaramillo, the junior linebacker. But just a great job by Caden Cook on the little bubble screen, making a man miss and then accelerating upfield. And Mustangs are going tempo now. Handoff, and now the flags come in. Everybody may not have gotten set that time. But that's how you get a drive going. We're going to get a false start, so that'll back it up to the 40.
Yeah, nice block, too, out there by number 18, Hank Miller on that quick screen. But you see how he comes in like he's gonna go inside, and then he bounces back outside and uses that speed to get up the sideline. And unfortunate now that they're behind the sticks, but what a great way to start off this drive for Harrison. Give him some confidence completing an early pass.
I am almost positive that that's Caden Cook's biggest play of the year so far on offense, as he made a great catch and run there out to the 45-yard line. Snap is back. Handoff to Parker Polk up the middle. Breaks a tackle, but not much room there that time. Going to get about 2 yards before he gets stood up. The initial hit was made by number 25, Andrew Ponce, the nose tackle, and then the defensive end, number 24, Fabian Perez, cleaned it up. And now the Mustangs are going to go tempo, 2nd and 13 at the 42. 4 wide set. Hackbarth back, looking downfield, doesn't find anybody. Now he's scrambling, rolling to his left. He's going to fire back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Inside the 40, and he's going to be brought down at the 37. Cardinal mistake that time by a quarterback. Harrison Hackbarth did what a lot of coaches will tell you don't want to do for the quarterback. He threw against his body back over the middle of the field.
Yeah, really, if your name is not Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, that's just not something you should even attempt. He got away with it a couple of weeks ago in a game, and we talked about it then, but yeah, that was a mess from the start. He double clutched twice first. He didn't really quite understand maybe or feel comfortable with what he was seeing. Starts to roll out to the left, and gosh, just throws the ball in the air. Easy interception for him.
Unfortunately, I did not see who made the interception, but apparently we're going to have a penalty. I did not see that flag come down. We had a defensive, so Harrison Hackbarth gets bailed out. A defensive holding play against Northside. Like I said, I believe that was Tristan Holland who made the interception, the freshman, as he stepped in front of the passes. Hackbarth was trying to go back towards the middle of the field, but that's a 15-yard penalty, so I think that may have been actual pass interference. Well, they moved the ball down to the north side 43.
It's a big penalty, and it takes the ball out of your hands if you're north side, because that was your ball, 1st and 10, and now your back's against the wall.
They called defensive holding on the play, but they marked off too much yardage if that's holding. They called it from the spot of the foul. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Trey. Trey Bell, our producer here. They marked it off from the spot of the foul, so that moved it to the north side 43. So some fortune right there for Grapevine as Hackbarth's interception gets wiped off the board, and the Mustangs now have the ball in north side territory at the 43-yard line after the holding penalty.
New life.
Snap back, handoff to C.J. Holmes. He's got room in the open field. Inside the 30, the 25, and brought down by his feet. Inside the 25 as number 11, Julio Jaramillo, just saved a touchdown.
Touchdown saving tackle because he was gone, C.J. Holmes. He's got so much speed, and when he popped through that hole, I mean, that was a big hole. I think you or I could have ran through it, not nearly as quickly. But
Sammy Kelly with a key block on the outside on that play to spring C.J. Holmes. Gets it for a gain of 20 down to the 23-yard line, 1st and 10.
I love to see the receivers get involved in the run game, blocking downfield.
3 wide set this time. Snap is back. Handoff to Part. Nope, it's a little swing pass out to Rondell Carradine. Inside the 20, inside the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. Walking it into the corral is Rondell Carradine on the bubble screen. Takes the pass, just accelerates up the sideline, and punches it into the end zone.
And Sammy Kelly, sir, you deserve a few pancakes with syrup. No, you didn't get a pancake, but you took on a big block that opened up that hole for the touchdown. Everybody go celebrate.
Rondell Carradine just on the little bubble screen right there as the Mustangs punch it in from 23 yards out on the season for Carradine. That is touchdown number 2 through the air. Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 5:56 to go in the first half. The Mustangs now lead 21-7. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey guys, this is Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're gonna get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need, so the electrical company will be able to give them credit for some of that energy that they're gonna be saving. Today we have the SealFab panel. It's a US manufactured, comes with a 30-year warranty, some of the best warranty in the industry right now. A job this size usually takes companies 2 days to complete. We're gonna knock it out in 1 day. So that works great for our customers. That way they don't have to worry about taking 2 days off from work. They just have to take 1 day, maybe even half a day off their job. So we'll get this customer up and going, ready for the city inspection, and get them up and going with their system.
kickoff this time from Hayden Rhodes is a line drive, but a deep one. And it's going to land about 3 yards deep into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback for the Northside Steers. They'll take over at their own 25-yard line. On that possession that time, the Mustangs again go long range. They go 87 yards on that possession, the last 23 of which on a little bubble screen catch and run from Rondell Carradine to make it 21-7. But the key thing is the Mustangs did turn the ball over on that possession, and it got wiped out by a massive penalty from Northside.
Sure did. You got a little lucky there. I like that 3 big offensive players were able to contribute on that drive. We had a screen pass that started the drive, then a big run, and then another big screen pass.
1st and 10 at the 25, handoff to Forrest, and he's into the open field, up to midfield, makes a man miss. He's on his horse, inside the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he will score. Brandon Forrest, showing speed and elusiveness, makes 2 Mustang defenders missed, and even C.J. Holmes couldn't catch him.
Well, we've seen it since the start. He is a special type of running back, one of the better running backs that we've seen, not counting who we saw at Argyle a few weeks ago. But he has just been dynamic and explosive. Grapevine had a lot of guys up at the line of scrimmage. Once he got past that first wave, it was see you later.
75 yards for Brandon Forrest. That is his 10th, second touchdown of the game and his 10th of the season. And Northside is not going to go away in this ball game tonight.
Not at all.
On for the extra point is the kicker, number 28, Angel Tavera. The kick is up and nearly blocked again. Both extra points have come within a hair's breadth of being blocked, but that one did go up and through, and it is now 21-14 with 5:42 to go in the first half. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by Classic Chevrolet, presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer in Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817 for an appointment. Conveniently located in North Arlington, Dr. Mercer's a proud Mustang dad. Fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium, where the score is now 21-14 Grapevine, as the Northside Steers answer back. Another little pooch kick caught at the 36. Up to the 40, running around the left side, trying to find room, and still on his feet. Out past the 40 to the 43. Nice, strong running that time by number 40, Hudson Blake, the junior linebacker, as he didn't want to go down. It's very rare that he's probably ever going to get a chance to run with the ball, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was trying to get to the end zone, wasn't he? He thought he was going to squirt through there.
Ends up only being a 7-yard return, but the Mustangs once again have excellent field position, this time out at their own 43 to start this possession. The Mustangs offense has been moving the ball. They've had the 1 turnover tonight. The problems for the Mustangs have come on the defensive side. 1st and 10, Evan Baum back in, as we've had alternating quarterbacks every possession so far. Snap is back, handoff up the middle. Parker Polk across the 45 out to the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on first down for Parker.
Yeah, and Parker took a punishing blow at the end of that, delivered by number 12, the running back / linebacker Isaiah Yabra, 5'8", 170, but he came in and laid the wood.
I'm going to teach you some Spanish.
Wood.
They pronounce that Ibarra in the Hispanic
my
world.
fault. I didn't know. I'm not from Texas.
Yankee. 2nd and 7 at the 46. Reed Watkins takes a handoff, breaks a tackle. He's still on his feet, runs into his own man inside the 45 down to the 44. I tell you what, Alex Holgan was trying to block somebody, and if Reed hadn't run into Alex Holgan, he might have taken that one to the house.
Yeah, he kind of stumbled through, did Reed, and didn't have his head up, so he ran right in head first into the back of his offensive lineman, number 52, Holgan, and you're right. Had he kept his eyes open, he might have been able to cut to the right, and he had a lot of real estate to go.
Reed Watkins running strong tonight. 10 yards on that gain. Moves the chains. 1st and 10 at the north side, 44. Just over 4.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Split back shotgun set this time with 2 tight ends on the right side. Wagner goes in motion from the left to the right to the left. Snap back. Baum looking to fire one deep. Going deep down the field, and that's going to fall incomplete. Great coverage as he was going for Rondell Carradine that time. I believe that was number 20, Trustin Holland, on the coverage as he was bailing back and was trying to do it. He wasn't going to let Rondell Carradine get behind him that time.
Yeah, the only way that was going to work out is if it was a little bit of an underthrow, back shoulder type of situation, but he just threw it as far as he could, and you out through the coverage and your receiver. That play never really had a chance.
Timeout is now going to be called as the Mustangs were coming to the line of scrimmage. Coach Alexander's talking to the official about something, but they went ahead and decided to call a timeout. Coach Alexander's not happy about something. We'll go ahead and take it with him. 4:22 to go in the first half. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustangs Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. No matter the storm, no matter the trouble. That's why at Classic Chevrolet, we'll never charge over MSRP. Not now, not ever. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is Classic. Reserve yours now at the #1 Chevy dealer in the nation, Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy.
Back out of the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 44 of Northside. Snap back, handoff to Parker Polk, runs into the line, now bounces off and ends up with a solid gain. Going to take it down at the 41. Going to be a 3-yard gain on 1st down for Parker as the Mustangs try to continue to move the ball.
3rd and medium now, a little bit longer than probably where they'd like to be. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
Going to be 3rd and 7 officially.
There you go. That's, again, they like to live in that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4. This is a little bit out of their comfort zone.
They're going to go with three wide, 3 to the left, and now the flags come in. They were coming out in a 4 wide set with trips left, single receiver right, and now it's going to be 3rd and really long.
They had an opportunity. They had an opportunity at the top. They had 3 receivers over 2 defenders. I believe they were going to try to go that way with the football. And now you're right. Now this is really where they don't want to live, although we saw them complete this earlier in the game with that little dig route.
That penalty backs the ball back up to the 46-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 12. Just over 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. They're going to come out in a 4-wide set, 2 to the traditional 4-wide set, 2 to each side. Snap back. Here comes the rush. Baum now rolling to his right to escape pressure, and he's just going to fire it out of bounds as nobody was open and the pocket was collapsing. Good rush that time by the front of Northside to pressure Baum and make him have to leave the pocket, and that's going to force a Grapevine punt.
Yeah, and it's tough. Both quarterbacks, I think, are seeing a little bit of this when you're predominantly a run-heavy team, and then you get into a 3rd and long, and you have to throw. You don't have any, you haven't been throwing throughout the game. You don't have any rhythm in the passing game, and the defense knows you're going to have to throw the ball, and they just drop into coverage.
Snap is back. Leighton Tower. He steps to his right and punts it up the far sideline. That's going to hit at the 2 and roll into the end zone. So that's going to end up only being a 26-yard punt. It looked like he was trying to go for the corner there and couldn't quite get it and didn't get the bounce he wanted either. And it bounced into the end zone.
I mean, that was a bounce away from being an incredible place to punt.
We'll take a quick break here as they set up for the next possession. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer and Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 8...
First down. Flag comes in as the play is stopped in the backfield. Ortega kept the ball and just got swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. First and 10 at the 20-yard line for Grapevine. That time, Dalton Knapp in there with a big stop. Let's see what the penalty is. It came in right towards the end of the play. And it's going to be another penalty on Grapevine. Second face mask penalty of the night is twice. Somebody has grabbed the face mask on a tackle, so wipe out the tackle for a loss and move it out to the 35-yard line. 3 personal fouls tonight on the Mustangs in this first half.
Certainly not typical for them. They'll get that cleaned up here when they go into the locker room at halftime. I guarantee that's going to be a topic of conversation.
First and 10 at the 35 now for Northside. Snap back, handoff to up the middle to Pout the 42-yard line. Another solid gain. Brandon Forrest, 7 yards out to the 42.
And they just keep churning in these runs a little bit at a time, and then they hit the big one, right? So Grapevine, they are starting to bring guys up towards the box once again, and this is what got them in trouble on the last drive.
Well, as you talked about it, it's not a very dynamic passing attack from Northside. 2nd and 3 now at the 42. This time Ortega's going, nope, he does hand it off around the left side, and wow, just another great individual effort that time by Brandon Forrest. He made a defender miss around the line of scrimmage and then just accelerated upfield out to the 49 for a gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, and that was number 27, Drew Nelson. He typically isn't going to miss tackles. He's a very good tackler, and that time he gets caught in space. He breaks down well, but just a better play there by the running back, Brandon Forrest.
Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Northside moving the ball now up to the 49-yard line. They trail the Mustangs 21-14. 3 wide set, snap back, handoff again to Forrest. Not much room this time. He gets stacked up just past the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him credit for about 1.5 yards on that play. Number 33, Tyler Mears. Number 95, Ty Hohenberger in on the stop. They've got Hohenberger moved from the offensive line to the defensive line, trying to add a little bit more size up front with Ben Williams out because of injury. 2nd, and we'll call it 8 from the Grapevine 49. Ortega dropping back to pass, going deep this time, and he just misses his man by about 1 yard. Number 3, Marcus Miles, the senior wide receiver, split 2 defenders and got behind him by a step, but that pass from Ortega was just a little too long.
Yeah, just a little bit too long. You're right. The safety doesn't come over with the best angle, so he's able to split the 2 defenders if the ball had been on target. But again, throwing the ball once every, 10 to 15 plays it's going to be a little bit tougher to complete those passes.
3rd and 8 now for the Steers at the Grapevine 49-yard line. Traditional 4 wide set look this time for Northside. Snap is back. Ortega drops back, looking for a screen, and the pass is caught, but it's defended well by Grapevine. They're going to tie up Forrest at midfield. C.J. Holmes, great job attacking that play and wrapping up a very difficult man to tackle in Brandon Forrest, and they drop him for a loss of 1 yard.
C.J. Holmes, an incredible athlete. He plays on both sides of the ball, plays special teams, and so he's always going to be making a big play for you at some point in time in the game, and that was a huge play. We expect maybe see another quick kick here on 4th down.
The offense is on the field for Northside. They did this in the earlier in the ball game in the second quarter when they were inside the Grapevine 40, and in that instance you just mentioned it. Ortega dropped a couple of extra yards back and quick kicked it. Now they're just letting the clock run.
Yeah, I suspect they don't want Grapevine to have any type of opportunity with the football in their hands at this point.
And they're just going to go ahead and take the delay. They won't even call the timeout. They'll just back it up 5 yards and then punt. Only 27 seconds left. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised Grapevine didn't use a timeout there and save some time for their offense.
Well, you think about that too. 27 seconds, you have enough time to get a nice punt return, but the offense hasn't been necessarily a quick strike from long distance outside of the 2 screen passes. So maybe not worth the risk. Maybe be happy to go into halftime with a touchdown lead, make some adjustments, and come out ready for the second half.
I guess what surprised me by it is, that it's a 40-second play clock. If Grapevine had called a timeout there, there would have been, about a minute 15, minute 20.
Now you sound like Peyton Manning.
Yeah, just
from
saying.
Monday night. Can we get one? Can we get one?
Can we get timeout?
Can we talk about
Call
it? Can
timeout?
we get one?
Call timeout. Now Northside calls timeout, as I don't think they had their punt formation correct. Somebody didn't get out on the field, so Northside pauses play to set things up. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 27 seconds to go in the first half. 21-14 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Hey, Mustang fans, have you been meaning to get to the dentist and it just keeps getting pushed back to the list for tomorrow? Well, today, let me introduce you to Dr. Chip Mercer and Fielder Park Dental, where they're creating and restoring beautiful smiles. They're a full-service dental office that provides everything from your basic dental cleanings to more advanced care like implants and Invisalign orthodontics. Online at fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275-4817 for an appointment. Conveniently located in North Arlington, Dr. Mercer's a proud Mustang dad. Fielderparkdental.com or call 817-275.
The punt is away. It's picked up by Polk at the 15. He'll get upfield up the sideline and step out of bounds at the 25. 19 seconds left. About a 10-yard return there from Parker, as he initially was going to let that bounce, and then it rolled up the sideline, so he just picked it up and went with it. But still only 19 seconds left here in the first half, so we'll see if Grapevine just decides to take a knee here, if they actually try to hit something downfield.
I like a screen pass here. I don't know. It seems to be their bread and butter here tonight. They block very well downfield. I like getting the ball into the speed guy and letting them go.
First and 10 at the 25. Two receivers left, single receiver to the right. Polk in the backfield, snap back. They're just going to hand it off to Parker. Up across the 25, out near the 30, the 29. And it looks like Grapevine's just going to take this one to the half. Clock is running, and Grapevine's not going to stop it. So,
oh, yeah, there goes Evan Baum, just walking right off the field, you can tell.
So that's going to do it for us here in the first half. It's been a very fun, competitive game so far here on homecoming night in 2022, and the Mustangs will go to the half in the district opener with a 21-14 lead. When we come back, we will have the halftime show for you. It is the Prosperity Bank halftime show for you. You're going to hear my interview with both Evan Baum and Colt Mercer, the two senior quarterbacks, and talk about how things have been for them this offseason and in their senior season. And we'll also bring you all the sights and sounds of homecoming 2022. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit energyattic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started, so let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. energyattic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your free quote. Greenleaf Roofing, the #1 choice for all your roofing needs.
Welcome back to Mustang Panther Stadium, where your halftime score of the district opener between Grapevine and Northside has the Grapevine Mustangs leading the Northside Steers by a score of 21-14. This is the Prosperity Bank halftime show. Jacob Dedamore here as the Northside drill team right now is on the field doing their routine. To get things started here at halftime, earlier in the week, I was able to sit down and talk with the two senior quarterbacks, Colt Mercer, who has been injured all season, as well as starting quarterback Evan Baum, and talk to them about kind of how things went for them this offseason, leading into things, including what happened with Colt and the injury, and also talking about their perspectives on how things have been going so far in their senior campaign. Here is my interview with Evan Baum and Colt Mercer.
Jacob Dedamore here, and I am joined right now by the two senior quarterbacks, Colt Mercer and Evan Baum. And guys, let's start by going back to the spring. You guys are learning the offense, you're competing against each other to see who's going to be the starter this fall, and then the injury happens. Question for both of you. I'm going to start with you, Colt. What went through your mind when all that went down?
At first, I kind of just didn't believe it. I was like, how is this happening? And then after a couple of weeks, I was like, there's nothing I can do about it now, so I just need to do my part and help the team.
Evan, what about you?
When it happened, I wasn't there, and I came back to practice, and he was walking off on crutches, and I was just wishing for the best and hope that he can get back out there, because we've always had a good relationship, and I hate to see him go down.
Now, after you had a little bit of time to process that, and obviously at that point, you both know that your roles have changed, okay? Because you're no longer competing for the same job. You're going to be just trying to get healthy and helping however you can. You are now thrust into most likely the starting position. It's still spring, you're still learning all that stuff, but you're thrust into a different role. So at that point, what changed in the mindset of the two of you?
It was kind of a big change for me. I played my JV season, and I didn't play a whole lot my junior season, so I had a big role to fill, and just spring practice really helped me fill that role.
It was kind of just like I need to help get him ready a little bit too. I'm not going to be able to make plays on the field, so I need to make sure that he can too. So it's kind of like I'm trying to help him, just like that.
Now, you guys have both were early into your senior seasons, obviously in your senior years. And, this week you've got homecoming coming up. It's going to be your final homecoming as students. And looking ahead to next week, you're going to have the final rivalry game against Heritage. When you think about things like that, you have a chance to kind of process that. What kind of goes through your mind when you know that this is the last run with it?
It's kind of cool, just thinking about all the good memories I have, all of my teammates and friends, and it's been fun, but everything comes to an end sometime, so just making the most of the last ride.
We have a few big games coming up, but we like to just take it one practice at a time, one game at a time, try not to get too ahead of ourselves and just take care of business.
Now, not talking about the game on the field itself, but you do have the rivalry game with Heritage next week. Does it kind of feel, better and a little more right to have it back in district play, not as a season opener, but back where it actually means a little bit more and it's later in the season to where, you can actually feel like you can be a little bit more ready for it?
Yeah, last year it was the first game. It didn't really feel right because, it's the first game and who knows what can happen. But this year we got a few more games under our belt, so I think it'll be better.
Yeah, it'll be better when both teams just kind of figured out who they were. We didn't really know who we were at the beginning of the season, neither did they, but this year we both established an identity, so it'll be good.
Now, you guys, obviously your class, you guys have been through a lot when it comes to just life in general as high school guys. When you have a chance, I know you're still going through it, and, you're kind of focusing on the day and what's going on currently like that, but when you have time, do you ever think about kind of what you guys have been through the last couple of years and how different your high school experience is going to be from anybody that comes behind you and guys who are a couple of years ahead of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, COVID kind of messed everything up. That was just a crazy season. You'd get to go to practice and then just not really have school, so that was pretty fun. But it's just been kind of crazy.
Yeah, last year and the year before were definitely different, and we had a transfer quarterback in last year, so that was a lot to handle, and it's all just been kind of crazy.
And finally, guys, as you're finishing up your
in the middle of your senior season. What kind of legacy do you guys want to leave for the guys coming behind you?
Just kind of show them like what Mustang DNA is all about and how to work hard for what you want to do and just accomplish it.
Like Cole's talking about, just showing them Mustang DNA and for them to just give everything they got, because they've seen that it can get taken away just like that. So just leave behind that for them.
Those are your senior quarterbacks, Evan Baum and Colt Mercer. We'll be back with more of the halftime show. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Brewster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
Here at Fielder Park Dental, relieving dental anxiety is the objective of our entire office staff. It starts from the person that answers their very initial call, all the way through to the doctor that's providing treatment. A warm, friendly voice that's patient-centered, focused on what the patient's concerns are, is the very first place that we try to alleviate anxiety. All the way through to when the patient arrives, we have taken very good care of welcoming them and then bringing them out and making them feel like they're a part of the family. Because in this office, they actually are once they're here. And so when they come back to the back of the office to the treatment chairs, their anxiety level is already lower. Now, when I walk in the room, I understand it goes up a little bit, but then I try to use a friendly tone with them and try to help them feel like they're in control. They can say stop at any point. To me, it's more relational than it is any small little pill we can give them or nitrous oxide. We can do those things, but to me, we can lower that anxiety level way before we ever get to that.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
This is freedom, a uniquely American way of life, where values are shaped by heavy lifting. This is Texas. This is America. This is Classic. Get the freedom to choose. Like Texas, Classic leads the way. The largest selection of Silverados at the #1 Chevrolet dealership in the nation. Reserve yours now at Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank. Real bankers, not just a bank.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Jacob Dedamore back here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Your halftime score, the Grapevine Mustangs lead the Northside Steers 21-14. This is the Prosperity Bank halftime show. And right now, the Northside Band and drill team have finished their halftime routine. We're going to take you down to the field for the sights and sounds of Homecoming 2022 here at Grapevine High School as the Grapevine Phillies get things started.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to halftime of Mustang Style. Grapevine High School, proud to present the award-winning graduate field officers for the great singers performance. Left to right are Lieutenant Vicky Gibson, Lieutenant Emilio, Captain Avery Miller, Lieutenant Tucker Phillips, Lieutenant Lexi Jackson. Officers are President James Lenny Boston, Vice President Ed Crenshaw, Executive Secretary Holly Gibson, Chancellor Larry Daniel, Secretary Billy Munoz, Historian Sarah Randolph, and Social Media Administrator Kathleen Manning. Please welcome to the field the Grapevine Mustangs team. Filling the under the direction of Nancy Hanson, assisted by Cameron Burke. Staff representative is the staff homecoming queen of GAS, Jane Rose. We would also like to give special recognition to the Philly floor director, Haley Renfro, on receiving the Distinguished Hall of Fame faculty member award. Week Spirit Girl is Kayla Lutz. Rookie of the Week is Rosie Toomey. And filling on the hill list, Ella Crenshaw. The Phillies help them under the alumni who built the foundation and strength and which will continue to build our legacy at Grapevine High School.
I'm Kevin Hannigan, President of Prosperity Bank. We live by our promise to provide banking services our customers need with the excellent customer service they deserve, today and into the future. That's our Prosperity Bank promise.
At 121, we love our Mustang football and we also love our students. We're so excited for an opportunity to come alongside parents and schools as we shape the next generation of leaders.
And we love to welcome you and your whole family on a Sunday morning and your students to join us on a Wednesday night.
Our students have fun while learning to love God through His Word and also love others through selfless service.
All right, enough about what we can do for you. Let's get back to the game. Go Mustangs!
Hey guys, this is Jose with Infinity Solar. Today we're out here in McKinney, Texas. 48 panels, 18.24 kilowatts, which yearly they're gonna get a total production of 20,664 kilowatts. That's more production than they need. So the
Best class is a fan of the 1975 Green Classic, occupied by the Holy Grail. Greg is escorted tonight by his parents, Dad, Ashley Roberts. Our final member of the court are Natalie Taylor and Nathan Wilson. Natalie had several shots, several weeks in the position of the line to the Nathan involves himself in a variety of activities, including serving as vice president of player department, working on student body, and the peer run. Nathan plays for the University of Texas, two or three individuals. Nathan would like to be a teacher shout-out. He goes to this early ranger because she has supported him not just as a year student, but as a teacher for the past 3 years. Whenever they have problems, it's time to share for listening to someone talk to them, earning always the first place to listen. Nathan is escorted by his parents, John and John Wilson. Tonight's coronation is presented by last year's homecoming team candidate, student body president, last year's homecoming team candidate, student body vice president, Lee Brosler, student council homecoming committee, culture and fatherhood, student vice president, and finally, VHS president, Mr. Alex. Student council is sponsored by Mr. Dave Rose. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The couple stepping into homecoming royalty is Hannah Grimerod.
There you have it, your 2022 homecoming king and queen. Senior member of the Grapevine Mustangs football team, Jackson Chia, number 45, is your homecoming king. Your homecoming queen this year for Grapevine is Hannah Kramarov. We're going to take our final break before we get the start of the second half. This has been the Prosperity Bank Halftime Show, and this is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustangs Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
This is freedom, a uniquely American way of life, where values are shaped by heavy lifting. This is Texas. This is America. This is Classic. Get the freedom to choose. Like Texas, Classic leads the way. The largest selection of Silverados at the #1 Chevrolet dealership in the nation. Reserve yours now at Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
We are underway in the second half. The kickoff from Hayden Rhodes angled towards the corner and gets inside the pylon for the touchback. And the Northside Steers will start the second half at their own 25-yard line. The Mustangs lead here at the start of the second half, 21-14, in a game that featured in the first half a whole lot of ground attack from both teams. Brandon Forrest for Northside. Again, the stats we have are unofficial. Unofficially over 200 yards rushing in that first half. He did have a 75-yard touchdown run. He had the 2 scores for Northside. On the other side for Grapevine, Reed Watkins had over 100 yards himself in the first half, including the touchdown. Parker Polk had 71 yards and a score. So we'll see which defense adjusts first here against the ground attacks. 1st and 10, snap back, handoff. Forrest going over the left side, out past the 30 to the 32-yard line. Ball's on the ground. Let's see what the call is from the officials. It is Grapevine football. The officials are going to say it is a fumble. It is recovered by Drew Nelson, as he was just Johnny on the spot and just picked up the ball when he saw it on the ground. And check that. That was not Drew Nelson. That was Maddox Stanley, number 37, not 27. And the first turnover of the game for the Northside Steers on the first play.
Wow, and you talk about Johnny on the spot. The umpire saw the ball come out and just kind of looked at it really nonchalantly to say, hey, is anyone going to pick this up? And Drew Nelson, there you go. That's how you start a second half.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Northside 35 here. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Now Carradine coming in motion. Snap back, handoff to Parker Polk. He's got room inside the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He walks it into the corral, but we have a flag. This may be coming back. We may have a downfield hold. Evan Baum in at quarterback on this possession. It's going to be a downfield hold on somebody. The flag was thrown at about the 16-yard line, so it's still going to be a good gain for Parker Polk, but wipe off the touchdown for the moment.
That's a shame. I mean, this second half couldn't have started any better if you're the Mustangs, and then you had that big penalty, but Parker Polk, you love to see that. He was just in the homecoming court a few minutes ago and gets his helmet and says, let me take this ball and get it to the end zone. Unfortunately, it's coming back.
Did not hear the number from the official, so I'm not sure who the hold was on, but it was a downfield hold, so it's spot of the foul. They're going to mark it at the 27-yard line, so it'll officially be a gain of 8 yards for Parker Polk after the penalty, but it'll remain 1st and 2 now from the 27-yard line.
I guess if you're going to have a holding call, take a touchdown off the board, at least start with a 1st and 2.
There you go. The Mustangs had a turnover in the first half on a fumbled exchange between Parker Polk, or excuse me, I think it was between C.J. Holmes actually and Harrison Hackbarth. And now, after a great first half, Brandon Forrest fumbles one in the scrum. The Mustangs have taken over. 2 receivers left, single receiver to the right, out of the pistol formation. Carradine coming in motion, and now the flags come in, and we're going to have a false start. Mustangs had a few penalties in that first half. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I was going to say these penalties are mounting up. I mean, you and I are thinking exactly the same thing. It's just they had the 3 personal fouls in the first half, and now you come up and you put yourself in a bad position with an offsides after the hold, and now we go from 1st and 2 to 1st and 7.
Yep, back at the 32-yard line now. Again, not really sure who punched the ball loose. I actually thought they were going to call him down on that fumble after a 7-yard gain. It was just a big scrum, and the ball just popped out of there. Full house backfield here out of the pistol on 1st down. Snap is back. Handoff coming around the left side. It's C.J. Moore. He's loose inside the 5, touchdown. I couldn't find my words, but Moore walks it into the end of the corral for the score for the Mustangs. Sorry, not Moore. It was C.J. Holmes. My apologies. Stumbling over my words here. C.J. Holmes found some room around the left side and just used that speed to punch it in from 32 yards out.
Well, this run game can be so explosive, even make the great Jacob stutter his words because it was really a super exciting play.
Certainly was great there as C.J. Holmes scores the touchdown to give the Mustangs a 2-score lead here, only less than 30 seconds into the third quarter. Snap is back. The extra point from Hayden Rhodes is up and good. 11:35 to go. Mustangs now up 28-14. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. It's why we keep service affordable, like AC service, only $59.95. Or our oil change package, only $64.95. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here at Fielder Park.
Hayden Rhodes with the kickoff. It's caught on the run at the 7-yard line and is going to be returned to the middle of the field, running to the far side up to the 10 and not even going to make it to the 15. That time, number 7 for Northside, DeAndre Montgomery, the sophomore, made a young man's mistake right there. He caught that kick on the run and stopped himself right in front of the sideline. He'd have been better to let that one go, Tim, and see if it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, he almost stepped out by himself. He was just a little bit away from that, and then he tries to run all the way across the field. Grapevine special teams, just too fast. And we've seen a big improvement from 2 weeks ago in their play.
Ends up only being a 6-yard return out to the 13 where Northside takes over. The Mustangs take advantage of the first turnover of the night by the Steers, punching it in from 32 yards out on the legs of C.J. Holmes. First down, 10. Ortega keeps it on the zone read. Gets out past the 15 to the 16 for a gain of 3 on first down. Ortega was also solid in the first half on the ground. He only had to carry the ball unofficially. He had for 4 carries for 20 yards, but that's because Brandon Forrest was so stinking effective in the run game.
And Brandon Forrest was running like a man possessed in the first half. I imagine that they'll be getting the ball back in his hands here soon.
2nd and 7 now at the 16-yard line. 2 receivers left, single receiver right, handoff to Forrest, dancing his way up the field. Up past the line of scrimmage and finally brought down around the 20 as Tyler Mears gets in on the tackle that time. Going to be a gain of about 2.5, just short of the 20-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd and a long 3 from just inside the 20. Third quarter brought to you by our friends at Classic Chevrolet. Classic Chevrolet of Grapevine. Relax, enjoy the difference.
Going a little bit slower than we thought, right? They've had some good tempo. Now they're taking their time a little bit, trying to slow this game down.
3rd and just a short 4. Snap is back. Hand off to Forrest. He's getting strung way wide, and now the Mustangs have got him in jail, and they bring him down inside the 15. Tried to go wide with the zone read that time, and just a great job by Hunter Lasher and Maddox Stanley of coming up from their safety positions and just hemming in Forrest for a loss of 5 yards.
Yeah, Delton Knapp at the DN spot. He's the one that really got that thing to slide out and made the running back kind of run backwards behind the line a little bit. So you have good DN play, and then you have good secondary play to come up and protect the good DN play.
The Mustang defense has come out strong here in the third quarter. They force a turnover on the first play, and now they force a 3 and out on this next possession. Parker Polk waiting around midfield for this punt. Coming from Joe Ramos, and that is almost blocked. He gets it away, and the ball bounces and rolls sideways. It's going to get killed at the north side 46-yard line. It's only going to be a punt of 32 yards. Joe Ramos, I think the only reason that punt wasn't blocked is because the Grapevine player coming around the end didn't have an angle to get in front of him to block the punt, so he pulled up as opposed to hitting Ramos and drawing a penalty, which is a good decision.
At the end of the day, I was going to say that's a very smart play because you're in great field position. It wouldn't have been worth the 30 yards that you gained by trying to block it and running into the kicker and giving them the ball back.
Mustangs take over at the north side 46, up 28-14. Split back shotgun set here on first down. With the tight end being number 22, Brady Wagner. Snap back, handoff to Reed Watkins going over the right side. Nice strong running by Reed Watkins. He gets 6 yards down to the 40-yard line. Reed Watkins had over 100 yards in the first half, including an 87-yard touchdown run, as Reed Watkins taking advantage of an opportunity to get some snaps in tonight.
Well, he's a load. We saw him come up to varsity last year just before playoffs and carry a few times throughout the end of the season there, and he is a load. He's gotten bigger and stronger in the offseason. He's on the sideline now, a little gimpy, looks like a little cramp.
Second down, handoff to Parker Polk inside the 40, inside the 35. Polk trying to move the pile. He finally gets stood up, but it's going to be a gain of 8 down to the 32, and it will be a first down, and now a late flag comes in. Not sure what happened at the end of that scrum, but the umpire tossed his flag in midair right at the end of that play.
I don't know. Parker's got his jersey hanging out from his shoulder pad. Somebody helped the young man out and pull his jersey back for him.
There we go. Brady Wagner helping him out, getting it tucked back in. Let's see what the call is. It's a dead ball personal foul against Northside.
There we go.
Something happened at the end of that play to cause the personal foul, and so that'll move it another 15 yards after the 8-yard gain by Polk. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 17. 8:41 to go here in the third quarter, and the Mustangs have come out strong on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and that was a frustration penalty. Our partner up here in the booth, Trey, said he saw a little punch being thrown there at the end of the play, which is what brought that flag to be there at the bottom of the pile.
15 yards for giving him the business. Sets up 1st and 10 at the 17. Shotgun split back set. Ebenbaum in at quarterback. Wagner motions from the left to the right. It's going to be a handoff on first down. Polk's got some room inside the 15 down to the 10 before he's wrapped up from behind. Number 11, Julio Jaramillo, who has made a number of tackles tonight. Jaramillo, a very solid linebacker for this Northside bunch. He probably saved a touchdown there.
Yeah, Parker Polk is really warming up now. He's going to get a little bit of a play off here, but man, talk about shifting. He really shifts himself inside of that defensive line and negotiates himself up to the second level.
C.J. Holmes will take over at tailback on this play after the 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 at the 10-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Pistol formation with Holmes as the tailback. Snap is back. Handoff to Holmes. He's inside the 10, the 5, dancing, trying to find room, and then finally gets stood up, but not before he gets 8 yards and moves the chains down to the 2-yard line. He just kind of snuck down behind that offensive line and just danced his way up the field. C.J. Holmes, not big in stature, is able to just hide behind that Grapevine O-line and get 8 yards, set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and the big tackle, number 74, Max Livingston, he moved about the whole left side of the defensive line for the Northside Steers, opening up that big hole.
Parker Polk checks back in. 2 tight end look this time with Wagner and Miller in. Both lined up on the left. Now Wagner motions from the right to the left. Snap back, handoff to Polk, and he gets hit in the backfield. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. But a great job that time by both number 11, Jaramillo, who we've called a number of times tonight, and that time the senior, number 10, Roman Chapa, got in there as well.
Yeah, you can really see the offensive line starting to lean a little bit more. Their big offensive line is Grapevine, and they are starting to lean on this D-line and starting to move that pile forward. Not a good sign if you're Northside.
That time they actually dropped Parker for a loss of a yard. Back to the 3-yard line, setting up 2nd and goal now. Shotgun split back set. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. Snap is back. It's going to be a handoff to Polk. He picks his way forward, and does he get in? It's close. He does. He's able to get that ball across the goal line for a touchdown as he walks it into the corral, and the Mustangs have opened up a 3-touchdown lead.
Now, Ralph Torina, number 33, the linebacker, comes in, makes a terrific play, has Parker around both ankles, but somehow Parker's able to get out of that and then go ahead and break 2 more tackles on his way to the end zone.
Well, and that's just a great job also as Parker's going down. He's able to stretch that ball out across the goal line and fight through the tackle from Triana.
Awareness. Gotta love it.
Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:21 to go here in the third quarter. The Mustangs have come out hard and fast. They now lead 35-14. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. It's why we keep service affordable, like AC service, only $59.95. Or our oil change package, only $64.95. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
So I think one of the most important parts of dentistry is the patient education and the emphasis on preventive care. And I think our office, along with all of our hygienists, do a really great job in the patient care and patient education. We can fix problems all day long, but if the patient doesn't know what's causing those problems, then we're not giving them the tools to fix them. And so that's one of our main goals here.
Short kickoff this time by Hayden Rhodes. It's picked up at about the 15, up past the 25 to the 27. Returned that time by number 7, DeAndre Montgomery, as he picked that ball up off the hop. I don't know if Rhodes just got underneath that one or what, but that thing landed at about the 15-yard line.
Was that Cameron McCauley, number 31, that came in and laid the lumber at the end of that hit? Oh, my goodness. I mean, I think it
might have been Maddox Stanley, 37.
Could have been. I really couldn't tell. I just know somebody came out and laid the wood at the end of that play.
1st and 10 for the Steers at their own 28-yard line after the 13-yard return. Snap is back. Handoff coming around the left side to Forrest. He gets out past the 30 to the 32. Nice job that time by Tyler Mears moving over and making the tackle along with Maddox Stanley.
Maddox Stanley's had a heck of a game tonight.
Very solid game tonight in place of the injured Major Hecht.
Yes, and Major's a big contributor here, so you wondered how that was going to affect his defense, and it really hasn't.
2nd and 6 now, 4 wide set, 2 to each side for Northside, but we're going to have a false start.
More self-inflicted injuries here by the North Stars, or by the Steers, rather.
Yeah, Northside only had 3 penalties in the first half. They've committed a couple already here in the second half. They also had a fumble on the half's first snap. And let's see what the call is going to be here. Never mind. They're going to wave it off.
No foul. So false start, okay there. No false start.
Maybe everybody
false start.
I think maybe everybody was looking to the side, raised up to look to the side to get a signal, and the referee misinterpreted it. Handoff on 2nd down, right up the gut this time. Goes number 6, Forrest. Gets right out to the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. Set up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 3 now for the Steers as we're under 5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. I don't expect, even though they now trail by 21 points, I don't expect Northside to get away from their ground game yet.
Not at all. I mean, their 2 best players on offense are obviously Ortega and Forrest, the running back and quarterback, who have had big nights on the ground thus far. I wouldn't expect that they were going to get away from that just yet either.
3 wide set here, 2 to the left, single receiver right on 3rd down. Blitz look. And now here comes Drew Nelson. Forrest takes the handoff, and he's going to get stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Latham Way just shadowed him down the line and filled the hole. The blitz forced him into Latham Way as the slot corner blitz that time from Drew Nelson made Forrest have to cut it up maybe when he didn't want to, and Latham Way was there waiting for him, and they drop him for the loss of a yard.
Yeah, you mentioned the blitz, and Latham Way kind of scraping off his linebacker spot. He did it all last year, doing it again. It's good complementary football by that Grapevine defense.
Grapevine defense has forced a fumble and 2 punts now here in the third quarter as they've made the adjustments necessary to slow down this Northside running attack. Punt team is on. Ramos back. He gets it away clean. Parker will give the fair catch signal. He'll make a running catch at his own 34, where the Mustangs will start this next possession with 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. Mustangs up by 3 points. We're going to go ahead and take a break. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
For 13 straight years, Forbes.com has named Prosperity as one of America's best banks. To Prosperity's customers and employees, thank you for helping us maintain this national distinction. Prosperity Bank, real bankers, not just a bank.
We're back in the 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 37. Snap back, Hackbarthon at quarterback, and he fires one out to the far side, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit, that's Rondell Carradine on the far side of the field. The pass was just a little too low and a little too wide. Carradine tried to make the diving catch and couldn't come up with it. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, and he had him, but you're coming off the bench cold again. That's going to be tough to do, but if you give Carradine a good catchable ball there, he could go a long way off that slant.
Yeah, just had one man by himself over there to try and beat. 2nd and 10, pistol formation. 2 receivers to the right, snap back, handoff up the middle. Parker Polk dancing upfield, 40, 45. Now he's into the open field. Inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, and he is going to walk it into the corral for a Mustang touchdown. Parker Polk goes 61 yards, and the Mustangs have blown this game open here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and I love to talk about this because if you didn't get a chance to see Max Livingston coming off the right tackle, comes around that formation and lays a pancake with extra syrup on number 11 from Northside and allows Parker to get through that last piece of defenders right there to get down the sideline and use his speed. And Parker Polk is having a memorable game here tonight.
66 yards on that touchdown run from Parker Polk. His 3rd touchdown of the night. And the Mustangs have really put some distance between them and the Northside Steers. Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. Low snap, but it's corralled. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 3:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now 42-14 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
That Mustang possession goes 66 yards in 2 plays, all 66 of it on the legs of Parker Polk, as he has now given the Mustangs a huge 42-14 lead here in the 3rd quarter on homecoming night in 2022. Jacob Dettamore here along with Tim Smith in the district opener for both teams. Northside coming into this game tonight with a 3-0 non-district record, and really we're counter-punching the Mustangs pretty much every time. The kick is away. A fair catch is going to be made, but it's signaled, but it's muffed. But then it was able to be fallen on by the Northside Steers, so they will take over and have the ball at their own 25 after the fair catch signal. Boy, that was almost disaster for Northside.
Yeah, and it's been little by little, but we've seen the momentum completely shift from a pretty even maybe a little bit slanted towards Northside to now Grapevine has all the momentum, everything going in their favor currently. And this is a great chance for them to get another stop and maybe get another score before the 4th quarter. Now this game is turning into what we thought it would from the start.
Northside in that first half was answering Grapevine punch for punch. But here in the second half, the Mustang defense specifically has come out very strong. 1st and 10. Ortega look at a pass, and there's just nobody anywhere near that ball. It was a low snap. He corralled it, but then I think the low snap panicked him a little bit. He hurried himself and just threw it off balance, and there was not a receiver within 10 yards of that pass.
Yeah, and you'd hate to think that they're going to abandon their run at this point. I mean, you're down by a bunch of points, but that's the first time we've seen them throw on 1st down.
Yeah, it was just a bit of a panic there by Ortega after the poor snap. 2nd and 10, snap back. Ortega looking to throw. Now he steps up, steps away from pressure. He's going to find some running room out across the 20 to the 25-yard line, a gain of 7. A great job by Ortega making something out of nothing as the pocket collapsed on him very quickly after the snap.
Yeah, just too fast on that particular play from the D-line. They need to slow down a little bit and be able to grab Ortega because he's so slippery, and he's able to make a very athletic play to get anything out of that.
Latham Way on the tackle, and actually they started this drive back at the 18 because of the muff on the fair catch, so it had to be spotted where the recovery was made, not out at the 25. 3rd and 3 now for Northside. Snap back, handoff to Forrest. He's got room, but he's got ball comes out. It's a fumble, but Northside jumps on it. Forrest was blasted. Luckily for Northside, number 15, Adrian Rojas, the wide receiver, was able to jump on that. He also functions as kind of an H-back for Northside. He was able to jump on that fumble
Maddox Stanley again comes in, puts helmet on ball. Maddox Stanley stepping up into the starting lineup tonight. And, man, he's not going to forget this one for a while. He is having himself a ball game.
It actually looks like they're going to say that the runner was down by contact after a 2-yard gain. Now, it was going to be short of the first down regardless because the hit by Stanley just stoned Forrest a yard short of the first down, but the fumble would have knocked it back a couple of yards.
Yeah, real questionable on that. It looked to be a clear fumble from up here, but they have a better angle than we do.
So that's going to allow the Steers to maybe go for this, even though they're inside their own 30. They're down by 4 scores now with under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and I think they're going to take a shot here. 4th and 1. Their running attack throughout the game has been solid. It's been stymied somewhat here in the second half, but they have faith to try and get this first down on 4th and 1. 2 receivers left, single receiver right, handoff to Forrest. He's got it easily across the 30 out to the 31-yard line, gain of 4, and the chains will move. You understand why Northside and their head coach Joseph Turner has faith in his O-line and his senior running back.
Well, and you have nothing to lose at this point. You might as well go for it. Because
you have to take risks.
Exactly. You have to put points on the board. You can't score if you don't have the football.
So that'll move the chains out to the 31-yard line, and the drive will continue for Northside. They're going to go with a traditional 4-wide set here on first down. Snap is back. It's going to be a quarterback lead around the left side, and Ortega just not much room. Gets about a yard before he gets pushed back. Tyler Mears, who's made a number of stops here in the third quarter, was right there again to take Ortega and push him back. That was just a straight quarterback lead play right there.
Yeah, not much to do. Grapevine is really suffocating that line of scrimmage. They're bringing linebackers from the edges. They're playing good gap control in the middle. You can tell they went up. I bet when they got in the locker room, they got up on that whiteboard. They drew up what was happening, and they made the correct adjustments to shut that down.
2nd and 9 now for the Steers. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver left. Snap back to Ortega. He's looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run out past the 35, up to the 40, and he'll have a first down as 2 Grapevine defenders collide with one another. Ooh, that was a big hit. Maddox Stanley, Hunter Lasher, and Drew Nelson all met at the same spot at Ortega, and it looked like Nelson and Lasher almost took each other out.
Yeah, it certainly looked like the Grapevine defenders took the brunt of that. We're going to have a holding, and that's going to bring it all the way back. Lucky for Grapevine there because that was a nice play.
That would have been a 10-yard gain and a first down for Northside, but the holding penalty is going to bring it back. And still, you're just kind of happy that Lasher and Maddox Stanley, or Drew Nelson and Hunter Lasher are okay because, they hit each other pretty hard.
Friendly fire on that one. And friendly fire is discouraged, Jacob. We discourage
Most
that.
definitely. Most definitely.
So this is not where Northside wants to live. They're second and extremely long. This is not conducive to their playbook at all.
2nd and 19 back at the 22-yard line. Ortega flicks it out to the far side. It's caught. First catch by a wide receiver tonight. It's number 1, Lorenzo Perez, the junior. Takes the little quick out behind his outside wide receiver, turns it upfield. Solid gain of about 6, but still 3rd and long here for the Steers.
Yeah, that was a nice-looking play. I can appreciate the quick completion, try to get a block and get upfield. I mean, looking downfield to complete passes down the field hasn't really been working for you, so why not get the ball into a speedster right off the bat?
After the gain of 6, that's going to be 3rd and 13 now for Northside. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver left. Shotgun snap back to Ortega. Steps up into the pocket. He's just going to go, but he gets caught up from behind. Great open field tackle as getting a hold of the jersey that time was number 97, Vili Motumanu, the defensive lineman. He got a hold of the jersey of Ortega as he ran by him and just didn't let him go. And, I think there was room to run for Ortega if Motumanu had not gotten a hold of that jersey.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the old Mortal Kombat. Get over here. He wasn't going to let him get away. Great play. That saved what would have been a first down.
Yeah, I think there was a definite shot there for Ortega to get past the first down marker. Instead, it's only a gain of 3, and the punt team has to come back on for Northside.
And Northside's worst nightmare, Parker Polk, standing at the 35-yard line. I'm going to make a guess. He will not get an opportunity to return this punt.
Parker Polk already 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter. He's had the fair catch pretty much every punt tonight so far. As the punt team for Northside has actually done a pretty solid job this evening. Ramos takes the snap, and I think Hunter Lasher got a piece of that as it bounces at the 47, takes a grapevine roll, and it's going to be down at the 46-yard line. That snap was off to the right side of Ramos. He had to take a step to his right to catch it, and he stepped that way to punt. And here came Hunter Lasher crossing in front of him, and I think Lasher got a piece.
Good job, Hunter. Did look like he got a little piece of that and affected the play. Tell you what, he had that early mistake tonight, but since then, he has played outstanding lights-out football for the Grapevine Mustangs.
Sorry about that. Ends up being only a 16-yard punt. And Grapevine takes over at the north side 47 with under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Rondell Carradine comes in motion, snap back, Hackbarth hands off to Victor Delacruz. We've seen it first time tonight. We've seen him in action. We were wondering about him at halftime. Delacruz on the field, takes the snap, gets a solid gain of 6 yards down to the 41 as Hackbarth is running this drive.
Yeah, great to see Delacruz on the field. Like you said, we hadn't seen him all night, and all of a sudden, boom, there he is, and getting a nice little carry up the middle, and that's what we're accustomed to when we see him run the ball.
And that's going to do it for us here in the third quarter. Sponsored by our friends at Classic Chevrolet of Grapevine. Classic Chevrolet, relax, enjoy the difference. The Mustangs shut out the Steers 21-0 in the third quarter. They lead 42-14 as we go to the fourth. You're listening to and watching Grapevine Mustangs football, presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium for the start of the fourth quarter. 2nd and 4, handoff to Delacruz again, this time going over the left side, and he's just carrying the pile like he normally does, running hard and strong after not seeing the field in the first half, and he gets one inside the 30 down to the 29. Fantastic run that time.
Rumble, young man, rumble. I love watching Victor run. We loved it last year. He had to step in big last year when Tejada was out for a little while with that injury, and we got to see Parker run a little bit at running back, and that's dawned what we are seeing here tonight. But Victor Delacruz really brings the lumber when he runs the ball.
18 yards on 2 carries for Victor Delacruz. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 29-yard line. Rondell Carradine coming in motion this time out of the slot. Snap back, hand off to Delacruz. This time he's going to get dropped in the backfield. Tried to go around the left side, but a great job by the defense for Northside is coming up that time to make the stop was number 10, Roman Chapa, the senior outside linebacker, and he drops Delacruz for a loss of 4.
But tricky. You saw Carradine come in motion, and then after the handoff, Hackbarth and him came around back to our way towards the home sideline for another option look.
Showed the speed motion look.
Yes, absolutely. We could see that coming back, little counter option. I like that play. Looking forward to seeing that a little bit later on, hopefully either in this game or later on in the season.
But the loss of 4 makes it 2nd and 14 now back at the 33. Offset pistol, snap back. Hackbarth fires one, caught by Carradine inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. Little hitch route in the middle of the zone, found space, and Hackbarth fired it in there. Down to the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 and sets up a 3rd and manageable.
Hackbarth certainly has the arm to get the ball in those tight windows, shows it there. Made a little bit of a mistake earlier in the game, and certainly looking to atone for that.
Carradine on the grab. He has a touchdown tonight on a bubble screen. 3rd and 4 now from the 23-yard line. Split back shotgun set for Grapevine. Snap is back. Handoff, Reed Watkins this time. Takes the handoff, gets inside the 25 down to about the 21. Going to be a couple of yards short of a first down. Nice job filling the hole that time by the Northside Steer defense and not allowing Watkins to get the first down.
No, but they're going to go for this on 4th and short. Don't necessarily blame them the way that they can run the ball, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they decided to try a field goal just for the practice here.
I think in this case they're going to let the offense get reps. 4th and 2 at the 21. Snap is back. Handoff up the middle. Inside the 20. Down to near the 15. And the first time tonight, it's going to be a first down. We've seen number 24, Demontrez Dunn. Another guy young man we were talking about at halftime, wondering why we hadn't seen him. And now he checks in, gets a carry, and moves the chains as he gets a gain of 3 down to the 18.
Yeah, when I did my Tim Stakes here at the top of the game, we talked about this stable of running backs, and we've only really seen Parker Polk up to this point.
Well,
now we're seeing some of the other guys
take over.
We saw Parker
and Reed Watkins taking advantage of getting some snaps in the first half in a big way. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Offset pistol formation here. Coming in motion is Carradine. Handoff. This time Dunn takes it, makes a man miss. He's inside the 10, cuts to the outside into the 5, and walks it into the corral for a Grapevine touchdown. Demontrez Dunn showing some moves that time. Made 2 Northside defenders miss it and just accelerated into the end zone from 18 yards out.
Well, how do you like that? If you're done, you're sitting on the bench for the first 3 quarters of the game. You come into the 4th, you get 2 carries, and your second carry breaks for a touchdown. Congratulations. What a great run. Great job by that offensive line to open up that hole.
Victor Delacruz and Demontrez Dunn power that possession as the Mustangs are now near the 50 mark. 8:37 to go in the ball game. Rhodes on for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:37 to go. Mustangs lead 49-14. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Mustangs take that possession in from 47 yards out, 46 yards out, I should say. The kickoff from Rhodes is towards the sideline, and this time it is going to roll out of bounds as number 4, Jonathan Rosales, does the smart thing and lets that kickoff from Hayden Rhodes, again, looked like a little bit of a mishit there. Kind of rolled down the sideline, but eventually kicked out of bounds at around the 2, and so the Northside Steers will take over at their own 30-yard line after the penalty.
You could tell they're a good, well-coached program because just a kickoff earlier, we make the mistake, we pick up the ball, we try to run with it, we lose a bunch of yards, and now you come to the sideline, you get coached up, and you fix that mistake. The next time you see that same situation, well-coached team.
We've seen a lot of talent from this Northside team tonight, a lot of good energy, a lot of strength. Snap is back on first down to Ortega. He's looking out to the near side. Passes over the head of his intended wide receiver, Marcus Miles. Had him open, just kind of came to him late. He was there on the hitch route, and he just decided to throw it late, and it allowed the defender,
Ryan Hamilton,
that was
26.
Ryan Hamilton, number 26, to come up and make a play, but the pass was too high for Myers to bring down.
Well, he did
Miles.
wait. He waited too long to throw it. Once he did throw it, had that been a good pass, it might have been a pick six. So good thing that ball sailed on him, to be honest.
2nd and 10 now for the Steers. Snap is back. It's going to be a handoff going around the right side, now cutting back up the middle. solid gain out to about the 33, 34-yard line is DeAndre Montgomery, who is in at tailback right now. 5'8", 150-pound sophomore. Tell you what, this Northside squad, this is a district that has some competition. I've seen enough from Northside tonight that tells me that they're definitely going to be in it for one of the, even though this game hasn't gone the way they wanted in the second half, they're going to be in it for one of the 4 playoff spots for sure come the end of the season.
Well, they certainly have improved. We've seen it firsthand. And Coach Alexander talked about that and that he expected that. So,
snap back on third down, handoff to Montgomery. He goes around the left side, now cuts up the middle and makes a couple of men miss and gets the first down. Great individual effort by DeAndre Montgomery. Was getting strung out on the left side, found a sliver, cut up field, and ran through a couple of arm tackles for a gain of 7 and a first down.
Yeah, you like that. We haven't seen him run the ball tonight, so he's another guy that comes in cold off the bench and getting a couple carries and making the most of his opportunity. Here against the Grapevine defense has been very stingy in the second half against the run.
1st and 10 for the Steers now at their own 40. 7:20 to go here in the ball game. Snap back, handoff to Montgomery, and he gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. It just collapsed around him. He was able to do a lot just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as that time coming in to collapse around him was number 45, Jackson Chia, number 48, Blaine Tedder. Jackson Chia, your homecoming king in 2022.
Yes, he was. Very proud moment, I'm sure, for him and his entire family that was here to celebrate. And we've had a complete line change now, at least for the Grapevine defense.
We got the reserves in now for the Grapevine defense, as you mentioned. 2nd down. This time Ortega keeps it, pulls it out. We're going to get a flag for a face mask. I saw that one live. One of the defenders flying by as Ortega pulled the ball out, just stuck a hand out and got it caught up in the face mask, so that's going to move it 15 yards, and it's going to be the 3rd face mask penalty of the night on Grapevine.
Yeah, again, uncharacteristic. I mean, that one not quite as egregious as the other ones that we saw that were on post tackles. But
that was one of those.
Just a mistake.
It was one of those where he sees the quarterback pull the ball out at the last second and just sticks a hand out to try and get something and gets the face mask. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
So that was going to move the ball. It was a 2-yard gain, so that's going to move the ball all the way to the Grapevine 43 after the penalty, where it'll be 1st and 10. We talked about the district standings in 4-5A Division II. Heritage last night, who the team plays next week, snap back on 1st down. Handoff coming around the right side, trying to get the corner inside the 40. Nice run again that time by number 7, DeAndre Montgomery, a gain of 4 yards down to the 39. Colleyville Heritage last night got their season off in district play with a win. They're now 3-0 on the season. They blew out Trimble Tech last night. The final score was 57-0 as they shut out the Trimble Tech Bulldogs. They're 1-0 in district play, along with Arlington Heights, who blew out Poly High School, the Poly Parrots. That was last week. Both Poly and Arlington Heights are taking their bye week tonight.
Oh.
Snap back, handoff. Nope, no, he does hand it off to Montgomery, and it's strung out and dropped for a loss. Great job that time by number 26 for the Mustang defense, Ryan Hamilton, coming up from his corner position. Not only did they string out Montgomery, but Hamilton attacked that thing and dropped Montgomery for a loss of 3 on the play.
He sure did. Number 31, Cameron McCauley, was his partner in crime, coming up right there next to him, 6 feet, 205, defensive back, senior, making a nice play there for homecoming weekend.
That makes it 3rd and 9 at the 42. Ortega looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep down the sideline. That pass is just out of the reach of his intended wide receiver. That was number 3, Marcus Miles, but we do have a flag on the play. It was dropped right at the snap on the far side of the field. We'll see what the call is. It's either going to be an offside or an illegal formation on that.
Looked like offsides against Grapevine.
And I believe that is the call. There I saw a signal on the far side pointing in Grapevine's direction. So somebody got lined up in the neutral zone that time, and that's going to give Northside another crack at this 3rd down.
Free play.
So coming into tonight, Arlington Heights and Colleyville Heritage both at 1-0 in district. Arlington Heights also out of Fort Worth ISD. They're another new team in the district this year, Tim. And the Arlington Heights Yellow Jackets, and they're undefeated now at 4-0. 3rd and 4 now for the Steers. Snap is back. Handoff, Montgomery trying to get around the left side. He's got room inside the 30, the 25, and knocked out of bounds around the 20. Coming up to make the tackle that time was number 12 for the Mustangs, Ezekiel Brown, the wide receiver and defensive back, he came up to angle Montgomery out at the 20-yard line, but not before he was able to get the first down after a 19-yard gain.
Yeah, Montgomery is really chewing up the yards here, making the most of his opportunity for sure.
14-yard gain, excuse me. 1st and 10 now for the Steers at the Grapevine 20. Snap is back, and it's going to be a loss way back in the backfield as the blitz came in that time. Number 42, Peyton Baxter, and number 49, Tatum Evans, came in and were there at the exchange. That time Ortega was about to hand it off, and I think he just pulled it back just to prevent a fumble.
Yeah, no chance on that play whatsoever. When you get penetration that quickly, you're going to mess up any play that they have in mind in the backfield.
Baxter, the senior, Tatum Evans, the freshman, the son of a guy I went to high school with, as I just found out this week. Yeah,
well, how about that?
High school classmate of mine named Ross Evans. I went to LD Bell with.
Full circle.
Snap back. Hand off. Montgomery trying to find room around the right side, and he's going to find a little bit of room. After the loss of 5 on first down, he gets around the corner, gets about 2.5 of that yards back before he was brought down on the far side of the field. Jake Polterock coming in to make the tackle that time after a gain of just over 2 yards. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, just in under 13 yards. As we're under 4 minutes to go here in the ballgame, the Mustangs on their way to going 1-0 in district and winning their homecoming game here in 2022. Snap back to Ortega on 3rd down. He fires one deep up the far sideline, and again, just out of the reach, but we're going to get a flag. I don't think that pass was catchable, but Ezekiel Brown, check that was not Ezekiel Brown, that was Darion Burns. Basically just tackled the wide receivers. The ball was going over their head.
Yeah, and again, like you said, the ball really wasn't catchable, but
I don't think it was catchable, but that much contact was pretty egregious.
You're probably going to get the flag no matter what.
Yeah, that was pretty egregious contact by Burns that time.
Love that word, egregious.
Egregious.
Just sounds so aggressive. That was egregious.
It's going to be a half the distance to the goal penalty. So that's going to put the ball at the 8-yard line here. 1st and goal now for the Steers. Low snap picked up by Ortega. He's just going to try and get what he can. Breaks a tackle in the backfield and then is stood up. Was able to get about a yard, maybe 2. But again, a broken play on a low snap, and Ortega doing a good job just to get a couple of yards out of that.
Are you surprised that Ortega is still in the game? I mean,
a little
credit
bit
to him for fighting till the end, but 3 minutes to go, 49-14. Do you maybe give another guy a little bit of an opportunity?
We do have a timeout on the field with 3:15 to go. We'll take it with him. It's 49-14 Grapevine. This is Grapevine Mustangs football presented by Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody.
And as we come back, the Northside Steers get a touchdown on a beautiful throw that time from Ortega to his senior wide receiver, number 3, Marcus Miles, and the Steers put another 6 on the board.
Well, easily Ortega's best throw of the night. Just hits the little corner route. Nice route ran and perfectly placed football. We got a little toe tap at the back. Nice play altogether.
That was a beautiful throw by Ortega. Dropped it right over the top of the defense, right on the back line of the end zone. And as you said, nice footwork that time by Miles to make sure he got that grab. So a nice touchdown drive this time from the Northside Steers. On to kick the extra point. It's up. And it is good from number 28, Angel Tavera. And with 3:09 to go in the ballgame, it's now 49-21 Grapevine. You're listening to Grapevine Mustangs and watching Grapevine Mustangs football Presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Living in North Texas provides all of us with an amazing quality of life, including an affordable cost of living, outstanding schools, unbelievable cultural opportunities, and the best sports around. But we also have to put up with severe storms. Hi folks, Champion Sports Radio President and Founder Thomas Lee here to tell you when a hail or windstorm comes through your neighborhood, do what we did and call Greenleaf Roofing. Greenleaf Roofing is a fully insured, locally owned and operated company built on the values of amazing craftsmanship, affordable options, and innovative solutions. And they are proud that those values still stand as a foundation for their business today. And did I mention Greenleaf Roofing has 24-hour emergency service available? It's nice to know Greenleaf Roofing will be there in a hurry if you need them. After the first experience, I became a customer for life and have used them on 3 different homes. But don't just take my word for it. Learn about the Greenleaf Roofing difference yourself by calling them at 972-379-9109 or go online to greenleaf-roofing.com to find out how you can get your...
Nope.
Northside lines up for the onside kick, but just pooches it over the front line of Grapevine. It's picked up on a hop by C.J. Holmes, and he just kneels it down at the 29-yard line. Grapevine had a row of 5 at the 50 and a row of 5 yards behind them at the 45. They were ready for the onside if Northside tried it, and Northside just tried to pooch it over the top, but C.J. Holmes was right there, and the Mustangs will take over at their own 29-yard line. That was a 70-yard touchdown drive by the Northside Steers, the last 6 of which coming on a beautiful throw from Kevin Ortega to Marcus Miles.
We have a line change here for the offense except for Evan Baum, who wasn't in the drive, the last drive now, but he's taken over.
Coach Alexander has stuck with his alternating
every series
quarterback thing tonight. Every series, they've changed out quarterbacks. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line for Grapevine. Baum makes the handoff up the middle to Victor Delacruz. Gets about 3 yards out to the 32. As we're at 3 minutes and counting now here in the 4th quarter.
If you're going to come up and try to tackle Victor De La Cruz, you are going to take a hit. You're not going to be the one delivering the hit. Just saw that up close and personal. Victor sees it. There's the safety down coming to make the tackle, and he delivers a blow.
2nd and 7 now at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Baum in at quarterback. Taking his time here, letting the play clock run. Snap is back, handoff, and drop behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be about a 2-yard loss this time, as in at tailback was number 36, Caleb Bell.
That was a tough one, just not anywhere to go there as they had that quick penetration. Like we talked about earlier, when you penetrate that early in a play, you're not going to have much success offensively.
And as you mentioned, it's been a line change on the offense too, and so we've got the reserve offensive line, including 2 young men who have just been brought up from the JV this week in number 70, Daniel Campos, the sophomore, and number 64, Ryan Knight, the junior. 3rd and 10 now back at the 29. Snap back. Baum looking to throw. He goes over the middle. Caught outside the 40 to the 42-yard line. Little hot route that time to number 32, Ian Hatton, the sophomore tight end. And just a beautiful strike from Evan Baum. Just a quick seam route out of the tight end position, and Baum hit him right on the money.
Great throw. That's the best throw we've seen from Evan Baum tonight.
Caught it. Hatton caught it right as the defender arrived, and he held on through the contact for a gain of 13 yards and a 1st down.
And now you imagine they'll be in. I think they just wanted to get that 1st down. They'll be in no hurry now, and they'll look to run out this last minute, 24 seconds.
We may see kneel downs now. The referees have stopped the clock because the chain got hooked up on something on the far side, and they're trying to unkink it on the north side sideline right now so they can stretch it out. Looks like they got it unhooked.
It's almost party time, Jacob.
Just about. After the game, we'll have the Infinity Solar post-game show for you. Infinity Solar, own your power by going solar.
Great crowd tonight. A lot of hubbub, a lot of buzz.
Homecoming, brother.
Man, it is the biggest crowd we've seen of the year, by far.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Baum letting the clock run. Snap is back, hand off to Bell, and he's got room, open field. He's going to break this one. 30, 20, 10, He walks it into the corral for a touchdown, and the Mustangs go over half 100. Caleb Bell, with 55 seconds to go, breaks one open and puts a lovely capper on this evening for the Mustangs.
Yeah, you love to see the younger guys, and he's not necessarily younger, he's a senior, but the reserve players come in, get an opportunity, and make the most of it. That's a run that he won't soon forget.
And he's getting all kinds of love on the sideline right now. All his teammates patting the helmet, shoving him around on the sideline. 58 yards on the scamper from Caleb Bell.
They always say if you're going to make a great play in sports, be able to handle the congratulations after. He's taking a little bit there on the sideline.
The snap is down. The extra point from Hayden Rhodes is up and good. 56-21 with 55 seconds to go. You're watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Bottle Cap Alley is a place where hot food meets a cool vibe for big-time fun. We're the stomping grounds for friends and family to gather and enjoy themselves. Here, everybody is somebody. We take great pride in our food and the people we serve. So whether you're here to watch the game or just popping in for a quick bite, we're always happy to see you.
Caleb Bell, number 36, the senior, taking advantage of his snap tonight, his snaps on offense here in the fourth quarter, and he scampers out into the end zone from 58 yards out to put the Mustangs over half 100. The kickoff is a little pooch kick from Rhodes. Check that, it was not Rhodes. It was number 80, Tate Scarborough, on the kickoff that time, and it's fair caught at the 31-yard line by Northside, where they'll take over for this next possession. But, man, give it up to Caleb Bell. This is the first time he's seen the field this year at tailback, and man, did he take advantage.
And was that his first carry?
Well, he had the first carry. He had the loss of 3 back there on that one.
So
these were his first carries of the
positive
season.
yards, and boom, he's off to the end zone. And, not as many points as they scored against this team a year ago, but they're also not running that wide-open offense that they were a year ago. So 56 points and primarily running, that's a pretty good night.
And it's just been a great second half, especially on the defensive side of the ball, as the Mustangs really made some great adjustments. 1st and 10 at the 31 for Northside. Snap is back. Handoff going around the right side up past the 30 out to about the 35 before being brought down for Northside. On the carry that time, checking in for his first action, is senior running back Andrew Zuniga, number 23, and gets a gain of 4.
That was a nice little run, too. I mean, everybody that we see from Northside come in and get a chance does something with the ball, just like we've seen from Grapevine. So we like to see these young kids get in the game and be able to get an opportunity and make the most of it no matter what is going on the scoreboard.
Maddox Stanley with another tackle, who's had a great night filling in for the injured Major Hecht.
Sure has.
2nd and 4 now at the 34-yard line. Snap back, handoff up the middle. Not much running room this time for Zuniga. Gets about 2 yards before he gets brought down. Ethan Madej, the linebacker, makes the tackle, and that's going to be the final play of the football game. So the Mustangs come out with a strong second half, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and they turn a close game into a blowout here on homecoming night as they win by a final score of 56-21. When we come back, we will have the Infinity Solar postgame show for you. You are watching Grapevine Mustangs football presented by the Grapevine Mustang Football Booster Club on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
Do you feel your home is too humid and slightly musty? Do you have that room or side of the house you don't use because it's too hot or too cold? Do you have family members struggling with health issues or allergies? Then contact Energy Attic and transform your living spaces by transforming your attic. Energy Attic uses a 3-part energy reduction system to make your home or office as comfortable and energy efficient as possible, saving you money, reducing your carbon footprint, and improving indoor air quality. Who doesn't want to save money, breathe cleaner air, and sleep better? Energy Attic helps improve your home climate control, reduces those cold and hot pockets, makes it more comfortable throughout, and saves you up to 40% on your energy bill. It's fast and easy to schedule your free Energy Attic audit. Simply visit EnergyAttic.com and fill out the form. Virtual appointments are available as well. Now is the time to get your project started, so let Energy Attic show you how much you can love the comfort of your home. EnergyAttic.com. Attic solutions to transform your life.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Lean in to the values that got you here. They don't change, no matter the storm, no matter the trouble. When the time comes to sell your vehicle, we'll buy it for full market value, not a penny less. That's pricing true to Texas. It's the right way. This is Texas. This is classic. True market value for your vehicle. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Each year across the United States, young lives are lost to sudden cardiac arrest, and our communities are left to pick up the pieces. That's what happened in April of 2009 when Zachary Schraw lost his life to an undiagnosed heart condition after collapsing suddenly during a Plano East Senior High School football practice. After his death, Zach's loved ones knew it was time to take action to protect young hearts across North Texas from this silent killer. Since its establishment in 2009, Living for Zachary has impacted thousands of families by providing heart screenings for ages 12 to 22, donating AEDs to youth-based organizations, and training community members in the use of CPR, all with the goal of saving lives. Sudden cardiac arrest doesn't wait, so we can't either. Schedule your child's heart screening today, apply for an AED for your organization, or make a donation that could change a life forever. Together, we can give our children's hearts a second chance. Join the movement to save young hearts at livingforzachary.org today.
Back here at Mustang Panther Stadium, the alma mater for Grapevine is being played. This is the Infinity Solar post-game show. Jacob Dedamore here with my broadcast partner Tim Smith with the Mustangs tonight. Behind a strong second half from both defense and offense, put away the Northside Steers. A very game Northside Steers ball club tonight by a final score of 56-21 as they get a win on homecoming night. And Tim, I get, really the story of this game is just how the adjustments the Mustangs made defensively and to come out in the second half and shut down the Northside offense.
Yeah, when you talk about those adjustments, it's two different games, right? The first half was very, very workmanlike, low scoring. You felt like, the Steers had the ball for a long time. They were controlling the clock. They were running the ball very, very well. Grapevine had some things going on, but they also were killing themselves with some penalties. And so you go into the locker room, and when you make those type of adjustments and you're able to come out and affect the game the way they did in the second half, that comes down to Coach Alexander and his staff, the adjustments that they made, and then the kids to be able to go out and execute the adjustments that were talked about at halftime. So that's just a great team win, and what a great feel-good win as they open up district play.
Yeah, and, on the offensive side, it was a strong night all night long. The offense for Grapevine was very efficient tonight. The ground game especially. He had both Parker Polk and Reed Watkins both go for over 100 yards. Parker Polk had 3 scores, but the scores were spread out. C.J. Holmes had a long touchdown run. We saw Caleb DeMontres Dunn when he checked into the game in the second half take advantage, punch one into the end zone, and then, of course, the great run from Caleb Bell. and when they had to throw it, they were efficient, but they didn't have to rely on the passing game tonight. Baum was 4 of 6 through the air. Hackbarth was 2 of 3, including a touchdown to Rondell Carradine on a little bubble screen pass. The Mustang offense, outside of the turnover in the first half, was very solid.
Yeah, the Mustang offense is always kind of solid, right? We always expect they do what they do, and they do it well. And so Parker's always going to get his yards. We'd like to see some of the other running backs getting more carries than we expected coming into tonight. And then the usual suspects come in the third and fourth quarter and get their carries. So, again, a very just team win here tonight. And then look at the defense. You had some guys stepping in tonight into different roles and playing roles that they weren't accustomed to. You had guys coming off the bench, guys coming up from JV, right? So you got to give hats off credit for everything that's going on tonight. The loss that they just came off of to come out here, kind of struggle in the first half as a team, but then make those adjustments and get back to what they do well in the second half, and that's domination.
Speaking of those adjustments, Grapevine held Northside to under 100 yards of total offense in the second half. I know they had 200 plus in the first half, did Northside, and most of that was on the legs of number 6 Brandon Forrest, who had about 200 yards in the first half on the ground on his own, including the 2 touchdowns that Northside scored. They shut him down completely in the second half and also forced a fumble from him. And of course, when Northside tried to get their passing game going, they're just not efficient at that. But I was very impressed with what I saw from Northside tonight, and I'm telling you, from what I saw tonight, if they can keep up what they were doing tonight and build on it, they're definitely going to be at least a threat for one of the playoff spots in this district.
Oh, yeah, they have some talent. Kevin Ortega, he's a problem. Brandon Forrest, he's a problem. He's got great vision. He's got great instinct. He's hard to tackle. He's a tough runner. He's got speed in the open field.
And if they can figure out a way to get their passing game going, they've got a couple of threats on the outside that can do some things with the ball in the open field if they can get them the ball. And in this instance, I'm mainly talking about Marcus Miles, their receiver, number 3, as well as number 4, Jonathan Rosales. They look like they had some scoots if they can just get those guys the ball.
Yeah, but they weren't able to. And, Grapevine, they're really good on the back end of that defense. And speaking of defense, I'd like to point out Maddox Stanley, number 37.
Fantastic game.
Man, he really stepped in. He came in and stepped in for Major Hecht, who's had big impacts as we've seen in non-district play as we started off the season. So great job by him. Hunter Lasher had a really good game tonight, had some solid plays after making that early mistake. So the defense, of course, Leighton Towery is always going to lead the way, and from his linebacker spot. So really good efforts on the defense. And then we saw the different fronts, which I like. You see the 3-man, you saw the 4-man, and a few times we saw a 5-man front. So I really like the way they mixed that up this evening.
By the way, that fourth quarter that we just finished up was brought to you by our friends at Bottle Cap Alley Ice House Grill. Forgot to mention them earlier, even though they're on the screen here. Right now you can see down on the field the Grapevine Band is going to actually perform their halftime routine here now as because of all the homecoming festivities, they didn't perform at halftime. They played for the Phillies when the Phillies were doing their thing, but the Mustang Band is going to take their opportunity now to do their halftime routine. Again, looking at the numbers tonight, these stats again are unofficial. Over 550 yards of total offense, over 420 of that was on the ground as the Mustang ground attack was just dominant tonight. They passed when they wanted to, and when they did, they were efficient at it. A little over 100 yards passing. They were 6 of 9 through the air as a team, including a touchdown. But the other little thing that's going to irritate Coach Alexander is they look ahead to next week in the Red Rail rivalry game against Colleyville Heritage is going to be the penalties. They had 9 more penalties tonight for about 100 yards worth and multiple 3 face masks and then a late hit person. Like I said, they were big penalties too, big chunk penalties, personal fouls.
Yeah, that's been a subject of contention for them throughout this early part of the season, and something that we keep looking for them to have cleaned up, and so far it hasn't. They didn't have these issues a year ago, so you'd expect hopefully we'll get these cleaned up before next week. What I did see tonight was a vast improvement in their special teams from a week ago.
Yep.
So maybe that was more of the focus. And, you talked about Bottle Cap Alley. That's my favorite burger in Grapevine, Jacob. So if you have a chance, go get you one. They are delicious.
So as we look ahead now to next week, now you're 1-0 in district, you're 3-1 on the season. Now you can start looking ahead to the big rivalry matchup against Heritage. It'll be here next Friday night. The Mustangs will be the road team. This year it's Heritage's home game, but regardless, you're talking about an early season district battle with potential district title ramifications on the line.
So much excitement, so much at stake next week. You love it. Maybe not loving it being so early in the season, like a little bit more build-up, but this place is going to be rocking next Friday night, no doubt about it.
So that's going to do it for Tim and myself here tonight. What we're going to do is, as we sign off, we're going to let you listen and watch the Grapevine Mustang Band as they perform their halftime routine and give them the airtime that they deserve, since they didn't get to go at halftime. But we are going to sign off here tonight. Thank you to our sponsors, 121 Community Church, Chip Mercer Dentistry, Classic Chevrolet, Bottle Cap Alley Bar and Grill, Prosperity Bank, ER of Texas, our network sponsors, Infinity Solar, Energy Attic, Greenleaf Roofing, Whirly Ball, LivingForZachary.org, Lone Star Gridiron, and the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. Your final score once again tonight on homecoming night here at Grapevine High School. The Mustangs defeat the Northside Steers 56-21 to go to 1-0 in district play, and they now look ahead to the rivalry game against Heritage next week. For my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, my name is Jacob Dedamore. Everyone have a great weekend, and go Mustangs.
All right, fans, as you get ready to begin, give it up one more time for the Grapevine High School marching band. Grapevine show is entitled Elements of Design, Line, Shape, Color. Musical selections include the following: Concerto Fantasy 2000 by Philip Glass, Real Rain by Andy Newman, and Silver Fanfare by Peter Boyer. Grapevine High School is proud to present drum majors Audrey Lucky and Nancy Kosovar and the Grapevine Mustang Band. Good Early, Richard Brewery, Justin Draper, Austin, Don Calloway. Mustang Fans corporate sponsors include Super Surface Incorporated, Turner Fortune Real Estate, Southwest CPA and Advisors, JS, Round Engineering LLC, Intech Landscaping, we operate County Building, Luxor Jewelry, Diversified Play. Thank you again to our sponsors.